Welcome, Guthrie Wrestling fans. This is Sean Silvas live inside of the Greg Henning Tuttle Gymnasium. And I'm live here at the wrestling duel. The Guthrie Bluejays are taking on the Tuttle Tigers. And what you're witnessing down there on the floor right now is the junior high and the girls getting warmed up for this duel. Tonight, the Guthrie Bluejays are going to try to pull a big upset over the Tuttle dynasty that is here. Tuttle known for years for a legendary team, big in 4A. Now the 5A Blue Jays are going to come down here and see what they can do against a killer squad. As they get warmed up today, we will be live here. Just a quick reminder, not sure what the order of the duel tonight is going to be. Not sure if the girls are going to wrestle first and then the junior high. Looks like that is the case. So the girls, looks like we've got about 4 girl matches that are going to wrestle. Our very own Lana Vaughn, and then Gabby Kirk, Polly Self, and Isla Mae Smith are all going to get matches here tonight, which is great. It's good to see those girls get out on the mat. And then we're going to get the junior high duel going. Now, it should be a fun junior high duel. Looks like every single weight will be contested except for 195 pounds. So 13 of the 14 weights should be wrestled, which is going to be a good thing. A lot of mat time for these boys will be very much needed on a busy schedule this week. Tuesday, we are in Tuttle. Obviously, that's where we're at now. Thursday night, we're going to be at home against Blackwell. So we'd like to see you guys join us there for the homecoming festivities. If you can't make it, we're going to be live on the GMP network like we are tonight. But we'll see you guys there, or we will see you guys here. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we will come back and hopefully pick up festivities. I believe they're going to start around 6 o'clock. So we got a few minutes here, and we'll get started. Tonight's break brought to you by F&M Bank.
F&M Bank loves giving back to the communities we live and serve in. Banking with us ensures your money goes back into your community. Our goal is to provide you with reliable banking you can trust, delivered with unique passion for service. F&M Bank has all the modern banking services, mobile banking, lending, reward checking, electronic checking, and more. We invite you to come see us at any of our 8 locations. Come see what relationship banking is all about. F&M Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. You miss your old familiar friends, but waiting just around the bend. You're lost out there and you're all alone. A light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look.
All right, we are live back inside the Greg Henning Gymnasium here in Tuttle High School. Greg Henning, the legendary coach here at Tuttle. Had a great wrestling career himself, won many, many state titles, helped build the program here, fostered some very great children, all of which were state champions, some of whom friends of mine, actually all of whom friends of mine, all UCO guys. The Greg Henning Activity Center named after him. As the Guthrie Bluejays come to Tuttle tonight to try their hand in a wrestling duel. We are moments away, it looks like, moments away from starting what looks to be the junior high down there warming up. The girls should start this duel off, and then the junior high will follow just after that. Preview just shortly here. Caden Hall at 80 pounds is going to take on Cooper McElroy of Tuttle. Ryan Gerard of Guthrie is going to take on Braylon Slover. At 92 pounds, Zane Seifert going to take on Brody Shook or Brooks Wood. And then Uriah Slisk is going to take on Brooks Wood. Kyler Wilder, 106, is going to take on Mattel Bradley. Sorry, guys, I'm struggling to read up here in the dark. Looks like, Maxwell Bradley. And then Cade Carey at 112 is going to take on Trace Word. Connor Phillips at 119 is going to go against Brody Coates. Colin Walters at 126 is taking on Jackson Stewart. 132, Aiden Harden is going to take on Evan Moore. At 140, Elijah James is going to wrestle Maddox Witt. 155, Dane Henson is going to take on Zyler Gonzalez. 170, Wyatt Silvas is going to take on Hunter Hillikos. 195, Wyatt Whitner of Tuttle will be open. He's not going to have a match tonight. And then at 285, Sir William is going to take on Jansen Leonard. So that's going to be our lineup for the junior high. First match tonight for the Blue Jays is going to be Lana Vaughn. That's going to be Gabby Kirk is going to take on Poet Smathers. So Gabby Kirk taking on Poet Smathers here as we start off this first match of the night. Referee on call tonight, John Vestal, state champion out of Yukon. Kick this match off as the girls start hand fighting in here. Gabby Kirk, sort of a headlock position, both girls. Gabby Kirk lands on top. Poet Smathers finds her way back up to her feet, peels hands, gets a switch reversal for two as they get on the edge of the mat there. Gabby Kirk rolls to her back now, gets caught in a bar arm, but she rolls through, gets back on top. 2 points near fall were awarded for Poet Smathers. Gabby Kirk gets the reversal. Poet Smathers gets the escape. I believe the current score is 4-5. Poet Smathers of Tuttle with a takedown, with a reversal and a turn and an escape to get all 5 points. Gabby Kirk got a takedown and a reversal. Back on their feet, hand fighting here. Gabby Kirk, new to the junior high, not new to wrestling. Obviously comes from a thick wrestling family. Both her older siblings were icons here at Guthrie. She's been on the mat quite a bit, hadn't competed a lot for the Blue Jays, but new here to the junior high as she does a pass by, gets herself put in a headlock. Poet Smith now going for the headlock. Gets the headlock, gets the 2 points, but no near fall. As we approach about 25 seconds left in the first period, Smathers with a half, gets Gabby over to her back, no near fall. Gabby's out on top now for 2 points reversal. A wild first period for these ladies. Working back to her feet now is Smathers. Kirk trying to hold on here. Short time. And that is time in the first period. Going into the second period now, Gabby Kirk trails Poet Smathers 8-6. I did miss that escape on the score clock here, folks. Being contested here, a 105-pound match for the girls. Second period, Gabby Kirk on bottom. Poet Smathers of Tuttle on top. Kirk's had 2 reversals off of her back. One reversal off her back. 2 to score 4 of the 6 points. Back to her back she goes. from that same half. Poet's had quite a bit of luck here. She's getting near fall this time. Got a 5 count, so that's going to be good for 3 points if Kirk can get off her back here. Smathers tough on top, having trouble pinning. But doing a good job getting Gabby Kirk over to her back. Gabby Kirk fighting hard here, trying to get up. Quite a bit of time left, minute and 24 seconds. Kirk's going to have to get a scramble here off her back if she wants to get up. But Poet Smathers doing a good job laying down here, trying to tighten this thing up and wear Gabby Kirk down. Kirk still fighting, still working here. As time runs out, minute and a half, second periods here for the junior high. Current score is 11-6. Into the third period, Smathers is going to take top, where she's had quite a bit of success so far. Gets the barn, inside barn. Look for her to go back to that same half. She scored 2 different sets of near fall with that. Gabby Kirk doing a good job fighting those hands now. Back on that half. She's running it around the front now. Back to some more near fall. With 30 seconds left to go. Kirk still fighting down here off her back. And third period, about 15 seconds left to go. Poet Smathers gets the fall over Gabby Kirk at 105 pounds. Lana Vaughn of the Blue Jays is going to take on
Next up from Guthrie, we have Lana Vaughn.
Katrina Gustafsson. Katrina Gustafsson. Both girls in here hand fighting nice. It's like we're at a 105-pound matchup as well. Lana Vaughn hand fighting hard. Gustafson doing a good job digging for inside ties. Both girls fighting hard here with head control. Trying for the takedown there was Gustafson. Now she's on the headlock. Gets Lana Vaughn down for 2. Pulling that headlock up now. Vaughn twisting hard, trying to keep her shoulders up. Gustafson picking that head up, sitting down hard. Going to make it hard here. Still a minute to go. 50 seconds to go is going to make this tough here. Lana Vaughn still fighting here on the edge of the mat, trying to get her shoulders up. Not sure she's going to be able to get out of the position. This headlock's pretty tight. Keeping her shoulder up now with 30 seconds to go. She does have the 3 near fall points. If Vaughn's able to fight out of bounds or fight off her back, the 3 near fall will be awarded. Of course, if she gets pinned, that will just conclude the match. And there's the fall. Katrina Gustafsson gets the fall over Lana Vaughn. Good job fighting there by Lana. Just a lot of time there to fight. She finally wore down. Next matchup for the Blue Jays, Polly Self at 126.
Next up for Guthrie, Polly Self. And for your Tigers,
going to take on Olivia Smith of Tuttle. 125-pound matchup, big double leg there for Polly Self. A lot of double legs out of Polly Self this year so far. One thing we've seen a lot of from her. Very aggressive with her double leg. She does a good job. She'll stay outside, get close, and then fire off that double. Now Olivia Smith sitting down tight on that. She's got a lower stance now. Her head's in the way. There's that double leg again. Polly gets her head underneath, hits a double as Olivia flips her out of it and then hits a snake coming out of the front headlock to get Polly on her back. Over on the edge of the mat, Polly able to fight off. 2 points for the takedown, 3 for the near fall. And then the pin, Olivia Smith for the fall over Polly Self of Guthrie. Nice double leg there by Polly. Good job scrambling by Olivia. Made for an exciting match. Up next at 155. Our very own Isla Mae Smith of Guthrie is going to be taking on Marlo Folsom of Tuttle. In on a shot is Isla Mae. Folsom sprawls hard, gets her extended. Picks up 2 points for the takedown. Marla Folsom on top. Isla Mae Smith took a good shot. Folsom did a good job sprawling, getting on top. Isla Mae now working off bottom, doing a good job posturing. She's tripoded up. Nice little set through here. Folsom does a good job of following, kind of crunch her down, took away the momentum. As Isla Mae now tries to get based up. Folsom on top, working the inside bar arms, making that difficult. Isla Mae fighting hands down there now. Goes for a hip roll. Gets herself set out. Back to a good base now. Folsom doing a good job staying on the hips and staying heavy. Isla Mae not able to move much as she tripods back up. Sets through. Starting to tripod back up. Having a little life down here, but now back to her belly. Folsom gets her broke all the way back down, but Isla Mae answers right back. Back to her base. Back to another tripod. And now she's broke back down. Folsom doing a good job of staying heavy on those hips, grinding forward. Isla Mae now wearing down just a little bit, struggling now to get back to her base as Folsom continues to grind away on top. Into the first period. As we go to the second, Marlo Folsom of Tuttle in the lead over Isla Mae Smith of Guthrie in this final girls match of the evening. It's going to be Guthrie's choice. Isla Mae goes down. Folsom back on top. And Folsom able to break Isla Mae back down to her belly. Isla Mae in the first period did a good job early on basing up. As Folsom continues to put pressure on, Isla Mae's wearing down here, not near as active. Capturing the arms, but not having much success. Folsom content to just sit back on the hips and ride. Now she's out front on a half. Isla Mae postures away, clamps down hard on that. Folsom running hard, but Isla Mae does a good job stopping that. Still Folsom just sits on the hips. Normally, a warning for a stall call will be had if the wrestler on top does not get off the hips. But apparently enough action for John Vastel. Not going to call that here as we end the second period. As we started, Marlo Folsom on top, leading Isla Mae Smith 2-0. Isla Mae's choice, she's going to go neutral as we go into the third period. Look for Isla Mae to have to be on the offense. Dives in on a shot as Marlo wisely sprawls and goes around back behind to get back on top. That's going to be 2 more points for the takedown as Marlo Folsom now leads Isla Mae Smith 4-0. Staying heavy on those hips is Marlo Folsom. Isla Mae just stuck down here on bottom, unable to move. Trying to fight hands, but can't get her hips out. Folsom content to just stay right here, ride this one out. Down to about 4 seconds left in this final period. As Marlo Folsom picks up the win over Isla Mae Smith of Guthrie. We're going to take a quick timeout before the junior high starts, and this break is brought to you by F&M Bank.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
There's one big difference between Vance Auto Group and the other dealers: transparency. We show all the discounts and rebates on our website long before you arrive. See your monthly payment, your current vehicle's value, Carfax, and everything about the vehicle you're interested in buying. You can even buy any vehicle, new or pre-owned, without leaving home, right from our website. Buy with transparency at the John Vance Auto Group.
John Vance Auto Group.
All right, this is Sean Silvas, live inside of the Greg Henning Activity Center, where the Guthrie Bluejays are in Tuttle, taking on the Tuttle Tigers as we start this junior high matchup. Guthrie's Caden Hall at 80 pounds is going to take on Cooper McElroy of the Tuttle Tigers. While we are here waiting, I'd like to talk about some of our sponsors for the Booster Club and all the great contributions they have made this year. It is not free to feed these boys, to house these boys, to clothe these boys and girls, and we appreciate all of their contributions and all the extra help they provide. Give a special shout out to Dr. Dawn. I'm sure she's watching the broadcast tonight if she's not in-house, and we thank all that Dr. Dawn does. I'd like to thank Cary Electric. I know the Cary crew will be here tonight watching their boys compete. I'd like to thank them for helping out the Booster Club. The Second Banana Media Group, Chris Evans and the boys. Thank them for helping us out, not just for the Booster Club, but on this broadcast. They have a huge hand in all that they do here. Grace Construction, the boys down there, we thank them for helping out. Be Well Acupuncture, another great sponsor. We want to thank those guys. Mosquito Authority and Pest Authority, Ronnie Phillips. We thank him for all that he does, for all that he's doing for our wrestling program. KO Property Development, thank you guys for your help. Nelson Monument Company, we love that Nelson crew. Their boys wrestled for years. Asa has helped out in many different ways for a long, long time. We thank him for that. And then Topco Cabinets and Countertops, we thank them for helping out our wrestlers this summer. Thank you guys, and thank our sponsors of the Booster Club for all they're doing. Currently on the mat at 80 pounds, For the Blue Jays, Caden Hall's taking on Cooper McElroy. Caden Hall in a predicament down here on bottom, trying to get out of that tilt. Did a nice job kicking out. Picking up 3 more near fall here. Cooper McElroy bringing the score up 12-2 over Caden Hall. Caden doing a nice job trying to stay in this matchup. Cooper McElroy doing a nice job here on top. Very experienced wrestler. He's got 3 near fall, and he picks up the pin.
First period fall for your Tigers at 80 pounds, Cooper McElroy.
Current score of the junior high duel, it's going to be 6 points for the Tigers. Ryan Gerard of the Blue Jays is going to take on Braylon Slover. At 86 pounds.
Ryan Gerard. And for your Tigers, Braylon Slover.
Slover with a quick two takedown. Gerard now in on a shot. Got him a high crotch here. Slover with a heavy hip and an underhook on the forearm. Going for a snake. Able to put Gerard back on his back. Gets 2 for the takedown and the fall. That's going to be 6 more points for the Tigers as we move into the 92-pound bracket where Zane Seifert. Zane Seifert is going to take on.
Next up at 92 pounds for Guthrie, Zane Seifert. And for your Tigers, Brooks Wood.
Going to take on Brooks Wood of the Tigers. £92 matchup. These boys going back and forth out of that front headlock. Woods working hard out of that front headlock. Seifert doing a good job hanging on here. Last couple of matchups we've seen Tuttle be pretty aggressive out of this front headlock. They score not just reversals, but score near fall as well. Seifert did a good job hanging on there. Brooks able to get out front there and get the 2. As the clock winds down here now, under a minute. Seifert tilted up now on his back in this chicken wing. Not looking good for him. Trying to get out of bounds, but doesn't quite make it. Going to be 6 more points for the Tigers as Brooks Wood on top did a nice job. Up next at 106 pounds for the Blue Jays, Uriah Sisk is going to take on Brody Shook.
And next up at 98 pounds for Guthrie, Uriah Sisk. And for your Tigers, Brody Shook.
Young wrestlers here and here hand fighting, filled each other out. Inside ties for Uriah Sisk. Now inside ties for Shook. Back and forth they go. High crotch attempt by Shook. Gets him 2 points for the takedown. Working on top now, bar arms and chicken wings. Now running the half here. Sisk trying to get the power half here under the shoulder. Now we're under a minute. Brody Shook riding tough on top over Uriah Sisk of Guthrie. Sisk trying to get to his feet now, peeling hands. Reaches back for the head. Back to his base he goes. Tripod trying to base up here. Sisk doing a good job coming to his feet. Brody Shook hanging on tight here, getting a little high in the front. As Uriah Sisk doing a nice job tripoding and coming up. Back to his outside post. Shook trying to bar the arm heavy. Goes for the cradle on the outside. He's got it locked. And Uriah Sisk did a good job peeling those hands and bailing out. We're down under 15 seconds now under 10. Running that chicken wing, getting out to the side. We're running down close to time. There's a 2 count. He's going to get some near fall. Brody Shook picks up 2 near fall right there at the end of the period. As we start the second period, Uriah Sisk of the Blue Jays is going to choose down. Tuttle Tigers on top. Brody Shook for the Tigers. Gets a barm, goes straight to the chicken wing. Uriah Sisk needs to get to his feet here. Get rid of that chicken wing. We saw Brody Shook pick up some near fall at the end of the first period with this chicken wing. Gets right back on it. It's loose, but he's got it hooked up. Uriah's got to get his hands on the mat and start posting the tripod up. That's the struggle they're having here. He's trying to get his hand down as Shook's running that chicken wing hard. He's circling the head, trying to get it. Posted on the outside is Shook. Now he's going for a half on the other side. Sisk back to his base here, gets to the tripod. Shook's too high. He's too high, going for the spladle. He misses it. Reversal 2 for Uriah Sisk. He's on top. He's got a leg in awful high. Down under. Reversal 2 goes back to Shook as he gets back on top. Current score 6-2. Clock now is winding down under 20 seconds. Shook on top, going back to that chop arm to a chicken wing. Sisk doing a good job of just keeping his hands on the mat, trying to tripod out. Shook just sits on the ankle, rides the hips. Got him tilted up front, though. He's got this tight. Again, at the end of the second period, we see your Brody Shook pick up a couple more near fall on Uriah Sisk. Tuttle's choice, they choose neutral. And we're back to action here. Shot by Shook. Uriah Sisk sprawls. Shook with the elbow. Sisk going the wrong way, but he's got the far ankle. Now he's got the leg. Shook's got the leg now. He's got to keep those hips out and back. Keep those ankles. Doing a good job there. He got his arm back. Now he's going to circle. Shook catches the leg on the circle. Brody Shook battling hard down here underneath as Uriah Sisk trying to get those ankles up so he can circle behind. Shook pulling up a high crotch now. Able to get his head outside, pulls up the high crotch. Looks like we got a little blood time. Little blood time as we call Referee calls timeout. Now you get 5 minutes of blood time. It's nothing they want to penalize you for. They just want to get things cleaned up. But if the bleeding does not stop in 5 minutes, they go ahead and call the match. Keep these athletes safe. 5 minutes of blood is plenty. Normally it doesn't take that long, but sometimes it takes them a while to get things cleaned up. So they're going to get that taken care of. While we got a quick minute here, I'd like to talk a little bit more about our sponsors. I'd like to thank Ideal Homes and Neighborhoods, Country Kennel, and Custom Dental. Also sponsoring our Booster Club and all the help that they do. Also sponsoring this broadcast tonight, Exon South Point Baptist Church, Brother Robbie and all of our friends down there. We'd like to thank them for helping out here and for all the things that they're doing for our community. A-Team Overhead Doors, my good friend Paul Creed. Really appreciate his contribution to our community, to our wrestling team, and all that him and his wife Becca are doing. Good friends, and we love them very much. TIG Insurance, Seth Robbins and the guys down there, we appreciate them helping make this broadcast possible. The guys down at Strive Wellness Lounge, really appreciate all they're doing for our community. And Aspen Roofing, we thank them for helping out this broadcast as well. Really, you know, these same names we see come up all the time, the same people helping the community. We really do appreciate all they're doing. Also want to thank Bank First and F&M Bank, North Church, John Vance Auto, and Generations Church for all their contributions to our broadcast and to our wrestlers. Back to action here at 106 pounds. Brody Shook of the Tigers gets 2 takedown over Uriah Sisk. Six now back on bottom. Back to the chicken wing they go. 24 seconds left to go in the third period. Uriah Sisk down 2-10 over Brody Shook. Doing a good job wrestling here. He's done a nice job on bottom, moving. Really the story of the night has been this chicken wing so far. Back on that chicken wing he goes. Running the head is Brody Shook. Nice job posting. Sisk is posting and posturing, trying to get to his hands. Not able to get there. As Shook picks up a fall with 7 seconds to go in the match. 6 more points for the Tigers. Going to put them up 24-0 over the Blue Jays. Next matchup is 106 pounds. Sorry, the last matchup was 98 pounds. 106 pounds here. We've got Kyler Wilder, the Blue Jays.
Next up at 106 pounds for Guthrie, Kyle Wilder.
Is going to take on
For your Tigers,
Maxwell Bradley. Bradley with a takedown here over Wilder. Running at that front 3/4. Bradley picks up 2 as Wilder gets an escape right back into action. Bradley also picked up 2 near falls. He's now inside going for a big takedown here. Gets 2 and he's going for near fall. Wilder on bottom trying to fight back to his belly. Kyler coming back to us last week from a broken arm. Just a short amount of practice. As Maxwell Bradley picks up the fall. It's going to be 6 more points for the Tigers. Next matchup's going to be at 112 pounds. As Cade Carey of the Blue Jays is going to take on Trace Ward. Trace Ward of the Tuttle Tigers taking on Cade Carey of the Guthrie Bluejays. Carey in on a nice double leg here. Driving in, get a big lift here, trying to get him off his feet so he can grab this. Trying to step over. Trace Ward did a nice job there getting his hips down and avoiding that takedown. Minute and 29 seconds left. Carey did a nice job on that double leg. Wood did a nice job defending. As we're back to action here in the center of the mat. Nice double leg again. Head fakes, taps the head for the fake. Gets in on a deep double, but Trace Ward again. Heavy hips, did a nice job defending. Carey gets back in there. He's going to have to cut the corner. Stalling warning call on Trace Ward. Cade Carey, 3 or 4 shots in a row. Trace Ward not getting in there action enough, so referee warns him for stalling. 42 seconds left to go. Carey in on another double leg. Ward defends again. Single leg this time. Outside single for Cade Carey. In deep again. Ward doing a nice job fighting this off. Stuffing the head hard. Cade Carey has to unlock to base back up. Still keeping that single leg. Still working hard here. Wood doing a good job stuffing the head. Now he's going for the far leg. Cade Carey having trouble moving his feet here. Heavy hips. Drives him over. Carey able to recover back to his knees. Still got the single leg. Ward doing a good job fighting here. Those legs off. As we conclude the first period, it's 0-0. Really the story here is all Cade Carey's action, and Trace Ward doing a good job of stopping those shots. Defensively sound was Trace Ward, and Cade Carey nearly finishing 2 takedowns. Not quite, still 0-0. The action continues here. It's Cade Carey of Guthrie on bottom of Trace Woods, Tuttle Tigers on top. Carey does a nice job getting to his feet on the whistle. Locked hands here. That's going to be a point for Cade Carey. As soon as the referee awards that, he's going to give him time to try to get out as he's there. Working to peel those hands. Big crossface here as Ward now is in on a single leg. Cade Carey with a big crossface trying to get him off. He's just trying to get away. Did not escape. But the 1 point will be awarded for the locked hands. So when there's a locked hands call, the referee will continue to allow action because he doesn't want to penalize the guy on bottom. He didn't do anything wrong. He's going to give him an opportunity to get away, as he did. A lot of action occurred, so he let it run for a while. But once the action stopped, referee stopped the match, awarded the point, and gives Cade Carey a fresh start. Try to get away again. Carey right back to his feet. Peeling hands here on the edge. Word pushing him out of bounds and holding him on his feet, not trying to return him. That is a stall call. That's his second one, which is going to earn Cade Carey a point. He got warned for stalling for not taking any shots, no action on his feet. And then this time Cade Carey was on his feet, and Trace Ward not trying to return him because that is his responsibility. You cannot just hang on top. And so lets him go. Escape point for Cade Carey. So from bottom in the first period, Cade Carey able to score 3 points over Trace Ward. A lot of action, a lot of hustle from Cade Carey made that possible. As we conclude the second period, we'll move into the third with Cade Carey of the Blue Jays leading Trace Ward of the Tigers. Back to action they go here. Ward gets right to his feet. Carey drops to a single leg, returns him to the mat as they go out of bounds. Minute 21 seconds left to go in the third period. Cade Carey of the Guthrie Bluejays leading Trace Ward at 112 pounds. Back to action they go. Word very tall, very rangy. Gets right to his feet. Carey drops to a single. Now he drops to the double. Referee down there looking for locked hands. Carey doing a good job not doing so, but he's going to have to work up or he's going to get warned for stalling. Word trying to get out here, stuffing the head. Doing what he can. Stalling warning for Cade Carey. Did not build up. Similar call just the other way that we saw happen to Trace Word here. So just a warning. You get one warning, and then you lose a point. So one warning, then a point. Working for a switch here. Trace Word gets a switch, gets in on a single, goes for a big double. Cade Carey on a heavy crossface, goes into a headlock now. Word sits back on it. Cade Carey with a big headlock, drops him down. Word somehow gets back to his base. Cade Carey's got him on his back now, trying to lift the head, going for the fall. 28 seconds to go in the match. Posting up, Cade Carey with the fall. Puts the Blue Jays on the board. It's going to be 6 points for the Blue Jays. Cade Carey picks up a big win for Guthrie. Nice, exciting match. So far, the best one of the night. Most competitive for sure. Trace Word of the Blue Jays falls to Cade Carey. Connor Phillips of the Blue Jays. Taking on Brody Coates. At 119 pounds. Takedown 2 for Coates. Rolls straight into the bar arm tilt. Takedown, he lets Connor Phillips up. Gets deep in on a shot. Connor Phillips heavy on that leg, heavy on his hips. Doing a good job fighting that off, but Coates able to spin back around. Beat back out for escape. Connor looking for a headlock there. Another double leg here for Coates. Big double leg. Picks up 2 more takedown. Down under a minute now. Trying to roll him up there. Stuffed his head with that chicken wing, picks up the fall. Brody Coates gets 6 more. For the Tigers, going to bump that dual score 36-6. Next
up, 126 pounds for Guthrie, Colin Walters. And for your Tigers, Jackson Stewart.
Jackson Stewart from Tuttle taking on Colin Waters of Guthrie. Gets a quick takedown here. £126 matchup. Running that same chicken wing we've seen all night so far from the Tigers. Bar arm chicken wing. Got the half in now. Running that tight. Walters fighting hard here down on bottom, but Stewart doing a nice job keeping pressure, not allowing Walters to get out from underneath there. Trying to lift his head, gets it up.
First period for your Tigers, Jackson Stewart.
6 more points for the Tigers. Bringing that score 42-6. Next matchup at 132 pounds. We've got Aiden Harden of the Blue Jays taking on Evan Moore of the Tigers. Moore in on a high crotch here. Hayden trying to sprawl and get the whizzer. Still got the whizzer. Moore turned it into a double leg, put him on his butt. Aiden Smith does a nice job bouncing back up with that whizzer. Moore transitions now to a single leg. Aiden Harden keeps that whizzer. But Evan Moore able to get the 2 points on the edge. Minute and 28 seconds left in the first. 2 points to 0. Evan Moore leads Aiden Harden. Harden, nice sit out, tries the switch, gets caught there. Moore puts in a leg on top. Goes for the half on the far side. Harden fighting tough here. Trying to stay on his base. He's going to try to pull that arm and put it behind his head. Once he does, he'll lay back. Pick up near fall on Harden. Perhaps if he gets under the head, he'll pick up a fall. He's got the three-point near fall. Transitions that into a headlock. Aiden Harden now finding himself in a tight headlock. Doing a good job fighting. Squirming back and forth. Tight headlock here. Evan Moore pulling that up. Aiden Harden's trying to fight this, trying to step over that leg. Back and forth he goes for another fall. Tuttle picks up another fall. Evan Moore, 6 more points for the Tigers. Next matchup at 140 pounds. Guthrie's Elijah Jones, I'm sorry. He's going to take on Maddox Witt of Tuttle. In on a high crotch is Maddox Witt. Takedown to his back. Trying to get the half here. He's hooking the arm, trying to go for the half. Didn't get it. Jones grabbing the head now. Takes him over with that bar arm. Tight waist, stuffs the head. Picks up another fall. Bumping Tuttle up 54-6 over the Blue Jays. Quick duel tonight. Moving right through these weights. We're up to 155. Dane Cook of the Blue Jays. Dane Henson. Taking on Zyler Gonzalez. Heavy ties for these bigger guys. Big collar ties. Pulling the head down. A lot of pushing and pulling going on here. Dane Cook with a post and a club. Something they've been working on in practice. Nice to see that. Zyler Gonzalez of Tuttle's got a elbow collar here. Collar tie and an elbow. Possibly looking for some pass-bys. Back in on these heavy clubs, heavy ties. As these guys battle back and forth in the ties. No shots yet, no attempts. Guys are still filling each other out. Single leg attempt here. Turns it to a high crotch. Zyler Gonzalez picks up 2 for the takedown. Gets right on the bar arm. He's going to try to pull back that chicken wing. There's the half. Barham and a half. He's got a deep half here on the edge of the mat. And that is tight. And that is it. Zyler Gonzalez picks up another 6 points for Tuttle. At 170 pounds, Wyatt Silvis of the Blue Jays. Heavy hips here. Takedown 2 for Tuttle. Heavy on top. Bar arms and halves. Bar arms, halves, and chicken wings. Tuttle all night here at the junior high. From a head lever now, he's pulling it back to a hammerlock position. Silva's doing a good job getting his arm back. Hunter Hillicost now trying to run the head here with that chicken wing. Running the chicken wing again. And the bar arm. Silvas on bottom fighting hard as they run out of bounds now with 1:01 left to go in the first period. Hunter Hillicost of the Tuttle Tigers leading Wyatt Silvis of the Blue Jays. Silvis quick to his feet. Hillicost breaks him back down, pulls the arm in, going for the roll tilt here. 1 count, no near fall. Silvis gets back to his base. Hillicost is going to try this again or try to pull it into a chicken wing. Got that seatbelt ride. Makes it difficult to base up on bottom. Coaches from Tuttle, bar half. That's what you hear him calling, and that's what you've been seeing all night from this junior high Tiger crowd. Silva's staying tough on bottom here as he eats a cross-face forearm. Postures away from it. Hillicost back to that inside bar arm. Drawing now under 10 seconds. Silvas with a big sit-out. Gets up for a sit-out and a turn-in. Pulls it back into a single leg. Nearly gets out. Nearly has the reversal. The referee gives him 1 point for an escape. Hillicost lost control for sure. Right call by the official there. Nicely done by Silvis at the end of that second period, or end of that first period. Silvis' choice, he goes back down. Had success there at the end of the first. Was able to sit out, turn in, grab that leg, nearly had a reversal. Looked like he might have been going for a half. Hillicost gets too high here. Silvis gets his hips back up. And Hillicost gets him broke back down to his belly. Silvis battling hard here on bottom. Hillicost now has a half on the far side. Silvis postures away and gets his arm back, but back to that seat belt. Got the bar arm and the half. Now he's got a bar arm half on the other side. Hillicost running that half hard. No near fall. Silvis fighting to stay off his back here. With 46 seconds left to go. Silvis somehow keeping near fall away. Now he's in a snake position. Hillicost on top. Transitions into basically a half and a bar arm into a snake. He's picking up near fall here. Got 5 count. That's going to be 3 near fall if Silvis gets off his back. 24 seconds left to go. Silvis fighting hard here, keeping his shoulder up, but Hillicost grinding hard on top, trying to get this fall. Man, Tuttle's working hard here to get the fall. Silvis trying not to let this happen. Down under 5 seconds to go. Silvis fights off his back. Keeps the fall from happening, but Hillicost does pick up 3 near fall. Current score 5-1. Hunter Hillicost leads Wyatt Silvis of the Blue Jays. Hillicost is going to go down Hillicoss is going to go down. Silvis is going to be on top here. The escape one for Hillicoss, going to make it 6-1. Silvis now banging inside ties, gets him a snap down. Hillicoss posting, trying to stay away. Remember, shot a high crotch in the first was Hillicoss. Look for Silvis to answer back as he needs to score here in the third. There's that high crotch for Silvis. Gets in deep. Hillicoss with a heavy hip was able to turn and get Silvis' feet tied up to get that leg back. But Silvis pulling hard here, trying to get that. No avail here as Silvis ends up giving away two more. Good effort there, but now he finds himself back on bottom. Current score, Hunter Hillicoss of Tuttle leading Wyatt Silvis of Guthrie 8-1, and he's on top with 37 seconds left to go in the third period. Silvis now back to the sit-out position. He scored from here earlier. Hillicoss catches that snake that he scored back points with earlier. Back to that same snake. Kind of out of a snapback. He's going to pick up three more near fall. Under 15 seconds to go. Looking for the fall hard. Silvis trying not to let it happen. With 5 seconds left to go, looks like Hillicoss is going to pick up three more near fall, making the score 11-1 over Wyatt Silvis of the Blue Jays. That's going to be a major decision victory. Therefore, 4 more points for Tuttle, bumping that team score 64-6 over the Blue Jays. Forfeit for the Tigers. It's going to bring that up 6 more points for their team. Sir William Morgan for the Blue Jays is going to be wrestling at heavyweight. This will be the last match of the junior high duel. Sir William Morgan fighting those hands, taking on Jansen Leonard. Big boys out here hand fighting, a little closer to weight here. Leonard weighing in at 243. Sir William at 239. Oftentimes at heavyweight, big weight discrepancy. In this case, these boys are about the same size. That will be nice for both of these guys, I'm sure. Not necessarily big heavyweights. Nice pass by Sir William. Picks up 2 points for the takedown. Leonard does a good job standing up. Gets himself an escape here. 2-1, Sir William Morgan of Guthrie leading Jansen Leonard of the Tuttle Tigers. As we wrap under 41 seconds here in the first period. Another pass by attempt for Sir William. Had success with it earlier, went right back to it. Snap downs and inside ties here as these guys wrestle back and forth. Heavyweight wrestling, a lot of pushing, a lot of pulling. Both guys banging back and forth here. Wrapping under 5 seconds to go here. Sir William Morgan's going to finish the first period with a 2-1 lead over Jansen Leonard. Looks like we got a little blood time here. Jansen Morgan. Now it looks like maybe Sir Will's the one bleeding. These guys finish up. Really the story of the night so far has been the Tuttle Tigers picking up quite a few pins. Nearly every match. 70-6 so far over the Blue Jays. Bar arms, halves, and chicken wings. So off their takedowns, getting right to work on top of the Tuttle Tigers. Quite a bit of experience over there on their bench. Guthrie Bluejays still pretty young, pretty new roster, but they're fighting hard out there. A couple of good matchups so far. Aiden Harden had a nice little barn burner. That was a fun one. Big win by Clayton Carey as well. Cade Carey, I'm sorry. We start the second period here. Sir William Morgan of Guthrie's on top of Jason Leonard of Tuttle. Only point Jason Leonard has scored so far was an escape in the first period. He popped right to his feet after a takedown. Was able to get away here, so Sir William doing a good job controlling the far wrist, making it hard for Leonard to get up on his feet. He can't stand up without his hands. So now he's posting. Leonard's posting hard, trying to come up. There's that stand up. Pops the hands off, trying to get away. Sir William pushes him out of bounds. For an escape, Jansen Leonard now tied with Sir William Morgan 2-2. In the second period, down under 38 seconds to go. Sir William already with a takedown in the first. A pass by is what got him the first 2 points. He's tried it a couple more times since then, so see if he has any more luck with it. Both guys pushing and pulling here. Looks like Leonard's trying to pull the head down and get a snap down on Sir William. Sir Will with another pass by. Doesn't quite get that one as we conclude the second period. Score is tied 0-0. It's going to be Sir William Morgan's choice from Guthrie. Coaches are telling him to go neutral, so they will. We're going to go back to neutral action here. Minute and 30 in this last period. In junior high, it's a 2-minute first period, and then a minute and a half second period, minute and a half third period. So Sir William Morgan's got one takedown. That got him 2 points. And then Jason Leonard had 2 escapes, both worth a point. So that's what tied it up. As we go into the third period here, any man's match. Takedown here will be crucial. Not, we'll go into extra innings or overtime. Try to settle this one out. Perhaps the most competitive match of the night is this heavyweight matchup here. Tries a pass by of his own, Jansen Leonard. Inside ties now, Sir Will. Inside ties and a collar tie. Tries a snap. Not much success here. Both guys wearing down, pretty tired. 22 seconds to go. Pass by again for Sir Will. Go back to the center. Trying to snap him down with a wrist tie. Didn't quite have luck with it. Looks like we're gonna go into overtime here. Overtime's gonna be a 1-minute period. The way this will work, the first point to score will win. So the first point to score will win. If no one scores, they will go top and bottom and try to decide it that way. If it goes into those top and bottom, remember, Jansen Leonard was able to get off bottom, and Sir Will never went on bottom. So that could become a factor here. Sir Will back to that same pass by, not having any luck with it anymore. Both these guys battling back and forth here. 26 seconds left to go. Not a lot of action these last couple of periods. First period was pretty wild. Takedown, escape. Big boys were wrestling hard. Now they're kind of Winding down, slowing down. Pass by attempt by Leonard, though. Now we're under 10 seconds for Leonard to try and arm drag here. Russian tie. Both guys just kind of riding the clock out, looks like. We're going to come to a close here at the end of this. And now we're going to go to 30-second periods in this overtime. Referee flips the coin. It's going to be Sir Will's choice. He's going to take an opportunity here to go on bottom. Sir William's going to go on bottom. And Tuttle's going to be on top. Tuttle's Jansen Leonard. If Sir William escapes, the action will continue. They will wrestle the entire 30 seconds unless someone gets pinned. So that's going to be 1 point for Sir William. There's also going to be another 30-minute period after this where Jansen Leonard will get an opportunity to score as well. So they will wrestle this out, and whoever is leading the match at the end of the two 30-second periods will be the winner. And if not, they'll go back to their feet until they can decide it. Into that 30-second go, Sir William picks up a point. Currently leading 3-1. Now, if he's able to ride Jansen Leonard and keep him down, he'll win this match. If Leonard's able to get out, then Leonard will tie it up and they'll go back on their feet. Sir Will with a big drop here. Gets him down to his belly. Down under 15 seconds now. Sir Will riding hard. Jansen's back to his feet, though. Gets himself an escape. Ties the match. Action continues. Big escape there for Jansen Leonard. And we go back to 1 minute period on. I'm sorry, we're going back to 30 seconds here. So they will not go back on their feet. Now, here's how this period will work. If Sir William gets away, he wins the match. 30-second go. If Sir William gets away, he will win the match. And if Jansen Leonard rides him, Jansen Leonard will win the match. Sir Will up to his feet. Jansen's high here, trying to break him down. Sir Will staying strong here. Tried to tripod out. Jansen's trying to pull that leg. Breaks him down to his belly. If Jansen scores here, he'll win. The first points to score will win this match. He's got the far arm. He's running the head. Jansen's picking up near fall here. This is huge. Picks up the near fall. Jansen Leonard of Tuttle picks up the win over Sir William Morgan. Gets a 3-point for his team. It's going to bring the total score. The Tuttle Tigers 73, victorious over the Guthrie Bluejay junior high team. As we are here in Tuttle tonight, we're going to take a quick timeout before the high school starts. We'll do a little Bank First pregame show, and then we will feature the high school wrestlers of Guthrie taking on the Tuttle Tigers. Back with you shortly. After this break, brought to you by F&M Bank.
For centuries, it was a windswept prairie until the run of '89 saw settlers scramble for land and life in a newborn town as Oklahoma's territorial capital, Guthrie. Bank First is loyal to the preservation movement that reclaimed Oklahoma's first state capital. And we're loyal to the banking legacy born at the corner of First and Oklahoma streets. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
All right, guys, back to you here. Live inside of the Greg Henning Activity Center. Up here where the Guthrie Bluejays are taking on the Tuttle Tigers inside, or I guess following up what was a lopsided Tuttle victory in the junior high department. Couple matches to highlight. Cade Carey picks up a very nice victory over Trace Ward at 112 pounds. Cade did a nice job. Back and forth match. Very competitive matchup, but Cade did a good job finishing that one up with a fall. Picks up the only 6 points that Guthrie earned tonight in that junior high duel. Sir William Morgan at heavyweight, another one to feature. Sir William did a nice job picking up he picked up a takedown early. And then escapes, got it into overtime, went all the way into the last overtime period where he was turned to his back. But an exciting matchup, probably the two best matchups of the night. Just want to tip the hat to Tuttle there, did a nice job. A couple things to look out for in this high school duel is going to be top position. Bar arms, chicken wings, and halves. That was the story for the Tuttle Tigers junior high. I would assume that would be the same story for the Tuttle High School as well. I would assume they're all working on the same thing. So just a little recap there brought to you by Bank First. We're going to take another quick timeout, and then we will come back and preview the high school match. Currently 7-11. Not sure when they're going to start that high school matchup, but hopefully when we come back from the break, I will have that for you, and we will go from there. This break brought to you by F&M Bank.
At Terry Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans. Seth Robbins, Jason Herzl, and Dennis Oaks aren't limited to any single provider. We'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terry Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terry Insure Group at 405-293-4880 or stop by at 622 South Division or visit them online at tigok.com. Terry Insure Group, insuring your world.
Tina and Stefan and the entire staff, they are who you see them be. I mean, they're genuine people. They care about people. They've spent their entire lives in healthcare.
I can honestly say I'm 65 years old, and I'm probably in the best health I've been in my whole life, to be honest with you. And it's thanks to Stefan and his staff here, because everything they've done for me is just worked tremendously.
I just highly recommend Strive to anybody who's wanting to see a real improvement in their overall health, to be quite frank, their quality of life.
All right, we are back live inside of the Tuttle High School Gymnasium. Finishing up the junior high duel, and now we have some homecoming festivities, it looks like, that we're going to pause for. As that goes on, we'll just leave it down there on the mat, and I'll mute this, and then we will pick back up for the preview once they are finished.
With her favorite people. Julie is escorted tonight by senior king candidates Thomas London and Brendan Lamar. Thomas is Thomas's favorite high school memory is when Nug got his back searched for a bomb in California. Brandon is the son of Robert and Leanna Lamar. He has two siblings, Kaylee and Jensen. Brandon is a member of the Tuttle Tiger wrestling team. Brandon's favorite high school memory is prom.
Our sophomore attendant is Grace Parker. Grace is the daughter of Christina and Tanner Durrington and Carrie and Amy Parker. She has 5 siblings, Sabree, Preston, Kyle, Cole, and Wyatt. Grace is a member of FCCLA and student council. She has been a mat maid since middle school. Grace's favorite high school memory is her and Rivers chugging energy drinks and taking pre-workout at 6 a.m. before the Geary tournament this year. Grace is escorted tonight by senior team candidate Garrett Spurlock. Garrett is the son of Lance and Jeree Spurlock. Garrett has a twin sister Ella and one younger brother Asher. Garrett has lettered in wrestling for 4 years and is a member of the National Honor Society. His favorite high school memory is playing Quiplash as a team in California.
Our junior attendant is Isabella Mejia. Isabella is the daughter of Josh and Candace Gray. She has one brother, Andy. She's a member of the Lady Tiger softball team and a mat maid for Tiger Wrestling. Isabella's favorite high school memory is making jokes and laughing with the other mat maids. Isabella is escorted tonight by senior team candidate Jace Warren. Jace is the...
When garage door problems occur, don't call a kind of service company or maybe a repair guy. Call Paul Creed at A-Team Overhead Door. Paul owns and operates his company and has over 15 years of experience in residential and commercial overhead door service. Paul provides all garage door services from repairs to installations. With free estimates, Paul will work with you to decide the best possible solution for your garage door or opener problems. Call A-Team Overhead Door today, 405-642-7065. At South Point Baptist Church, we want you to cheer loud and be proud as we send the Blue Jays to victory. Afterwards, join us each Sunday in our friendly family atmosphere. South Point invites you, your family, and friends to join us each week with Sunday school beginning at 10 a.m. and our morning service at 11 a.m. South Point wishes all students this season to make fun and exciting memories not only on the playing field, but in the classroom as well. And as always, go Blue Jays!
All right, folks, I am back inside the Tuttle Gymnasium. Well, we've got some homecoming festivities going on. Going to try to talk a little softer here so we don't mess up what they got going on there, but thought you might rather talk a little wrestling than hear about a bunch of kids we're not too familiar with. So tonight's duel is going to be against Tuttle, the Tuttle Tigers, and we know, obviously, Tuttle has a very storied history as a dynasty down here in 4A. So even though they're a 4A school, they are definitely going to be a powerhouse, wrestling thick. They've got hundreds of kids in their Little League program. You know, Greg Henning years ago started this program. They named the facility after him. State championship sons wrestled, built a program here to last, and boy, has it ever. Currently coached by Bobby Williams. It's his 4th season here, won some state titles already. This team is as tough as they come, one of the best in the country, has been for years. And the Blue Jays, no stranger to tough matchups. Coach Jaden Davenport always feels it necessary to match us up with the best so we know where we stand. So we're going to be coming in here tonight into unfamiliar territory. My first time in this gym. Nice facility, especially for a 4A school. I think they built it back in 2017. And everything new here still smells new, so that's nice. But anyway, Tuttle Tigers. Junior high was very impressive, and I don't doubt their high school is any less impressive. So we'll walk through a few of the keys to victory here as we work on the Bank First pregame show. A couple of things to note. Aiden Smith at 106 did not weigh in today, nor did Matt Gyrus at 120 pounds. So starting off the duel, we're going to be giving up 12 points to start. Now, I know Aiden Smith has been down to weight last weekend. He hit 106 for the first time, and I think he's holding his weight off because they're trying to keep him healthy for the tournament this weekend. Possibly going to see him at the duel in Blackwell, but like I say, they probably didn't weigh him in just to keep him healthy. Also, same thing with Matt Gyrus. Made his first weigh-in last week at the duel against El Reno, and then made weight again all weekend. Perhaps they're keeping him out as well for the same reason, so he'll be ready to go this weekend. Hopefully we'll see him back in Blackwell. Going to need them in order to make that homecoming night victorious, but giving up 12 points to Tuttle is not going to bid well, so the boys are going to have to wrestle tough tonight. So anyway, 106 is going to be open, 113 pounds. Defending state champion Caden Herendine is going to be on the docket against Cooper Jackson. Now, Caden looked great against El Reno last night, aggressive, effective, and then he ended up taking first at the tournament last weekend over in Cushing, got the outstanding wrestler. So we're looking for more activity, more just greatness out of Caden Herendine. Hopefully some bonus point wins. We've given up 12 points starting the duel. We're going to need those bonus point wins. 120 again, Matt Gyrus did not weigh in, so we're going to be open there. And then we're going to jump up to 126, where Dax Lopez has made 126 pounds for the first time. Colton Stevens, freshman, has been wrestling there up until this point this season. Dax Lopez has now made weight at 126. Now, both guys are listed, so I'm not sure what coaches are going to do. Perhaps they bump Colton up. Perhaps they bump Dax up. Not sure. Maybe they just wrestle one, but coach is leaving that option open because at 126, Tuttle's got Kaysen Ramsey and Rylan Slover. So they got two guys there as well, weighing in at 126. So I would expect Dax Lopez to wrestle. He made weight. He's going to want to wrestle. But we're gonna find out what coaches have planned there just on the fly. So Colton Stevens and Dax Lopez is going to be there. Now, the thing about Dax down at 126 that could be beneficial, been struggling a little bit, wearing down in matches, getting sticky. Guys are pretty heavy, big guys, in 5A. At 132. So bumping down to 126. Hopefully he'll be better sized for that and maybe be able to see a little bit more success. That's kind of the hope here. So anyway, so Dax Lopez or Colton Stevens at 126. Bumping up to 132, Luke Lyons who is docketed there. Luke, longtime Guthrie wrestler. We all know Luke Lyons, effective, aggressive. Hopefully he'll get back into the lineup. Him and Dax have been going back and forth at 132. So unless they bump because of that lack of points, we'll probably see Luke wrestle at 132 against Bodie Wilson. That would be my guess. So hopefully we'll get to see Luke get back in the saddle there. 138, Clayton Carey, freshman Clayton Carey, taking on Thomas London. Clayton having a very good season, getting better with every match. Had a really good tournament this weekend in Cushing. Didn't pick up a place, but he won several matches. I think he went 2-2, perhaps 3-2. Did well even in his losses, was wrestling well, got caught by a couple older kids. So Clayton Carey just getting better with every match he gets, but he'll be wrestling for us at 138. Last week we saw him there for the first time. He came down from 142, so now he's at 138 and looking very, very sharp. 144, senior Colby Wilder is going to be taking on Bo Hickman. To note, Bo Hickman is one of the best wrestlers in the country at 144. So we're hoping Colby can give him a good matchup. Colby, a senior, no stranger to wrestling. I would like to see Colby pull out something big. We saw that a few weeks ago in a match that kind of got out of hand. We get down in the third period, and Colby Wilder decided he was going to throw that young man to his back and try to win that match. So Colby Wilder never out of a matchup. Bo Hickman is obviously going to be a tough, tall order for Colby, but we're definitely going to be hoping we can get something big there from him. 150 pounds, Roston Usselton will be taking on Bo, looks like Bo Tendon, something along those lines, guys. I apologize. Reading coach's writing is not always easy. Roston has typically been wrestling 150, but Rowan McCone is also listed as a 150-pounder, so he made it down to 150 as well. What's been going on is Rowan's been bumping up to 157. Perhaps coach will bump Roston up. He's going to look at the lineup, look at who they're wrestling, and they might flip-flop those guys. So Roston or Rowan will wrestle 150 and 157. That's been the case all year. 157, they've got a couple wrestlers there as well. With that said, one of those 157-pounders is going to have to bump up to wrestle Bryson Hall at 165. Now, Bryson Hall having a stellar season this year. I believe I believe he placed third or fourth this weekend in Cushing, and looked good doing it. Bryson, really had a slow start at 65, just trying to get down to weight and get to feeling good. But, man, the second week down to weight, Bryson turned it on, looking great. So I'm sure coaches expect some type of a bonus win coming out of there. Might be a tall order. Tuttle doesn't have any bad wrestlers, so but they are going to be bumping up one of their 57-pounders. So whatever that looks like is probably going to determine what happens at 157, and that might depend on Roston or Rowan there. So those three weights are going to be a little bit shifty. I know Coach is going to try to get clever. He's going to try to pick up points where he can. Again, giving up 12 points, he's going to have to make something up. So depending on who they send out, might depend on who he sends out. But anyway, bump up to 175. Senior Tyler Gettings is going to take on Ethan Teague. Tyler Senior wrestling great. Tyler is definitely the wild child. So we're hoping to see him pick up some victories here, especially as a senior. Been wrestling well. We're hoping to see him on the podium this year. So hopefully Tyler can perform well against one of Tuttle's studs and have himself a good matchup. 190 pounds, Wesley Silvis is going to be taking on Noah McDoulet. And nothing short of a fall, I think, is what coaches are hoping to see out of this. Now, McDoulet did win a few matches this weekend down at Cushing, as did Silvis, so should be a decent matchup. These two will probably go head-to-head pretty good. Last year, Silvis got the best of him, so I think coaches not only are looking for a win, but they're going to want a pin out of Silvis if he can get it. So that's going to be a big matchup, especially on the bonus side of that. Now, I think Noah McDoulet's going to have a little to say about that. I think he's going to be a tough kid to pin. He's going to be a tough match to beat as well. He's no stranger to wrestling, been wrestling his whole life, so ought to be a good matchup there at 190. 215, Tyler Powell. Tyler Powell's been wrestling heavyweight for us, and he's been weighing around 220 walking around. So he came down to 215 because Eli Maroney is taking the week off, trying to heal up, and he's going to be taking on either Gunnar Goddard or Cody Ashton. So that should be Tyler's had his hands full at heavyweight. He's been on the small side of heavyweight, obviously 220 wrestling guys 260 plus. Now down more at his more natural weight. Hopefully he'll have a little bit more success there. 285, London Gilbert is going to make his debut here for the Blue Jays. London, new wrestler, big guy, going to try to get out here and pick up some experience for the Blue Jays. He's going to take on Jace Warren. Both these guys weighed in around 250 pounds, so should be evenly matched as far as size goes. London's quite a bit bigger than Tyler, so hopefully those bigger guys can make some things happen. But really, kind of the story of this duel, we've got several guys out of the lineup. Main starters, Aiden Smith, Matthew Gyrus, and then Nick Herendine at heavyweights out, and so is Eli Maroney. So 4 guys down going into a big duel like this against Tuttle. I don't think coaches are expecting a big victory here or even a big upset. I think they're just hoping for some competitive matches and that we can win the matches we put out there that we're supposed to win. So just a little heads up here on the Bank First pregame show. We're going to take another time out as they finish up these homecoming festivities. As the boys come out to warm up, we should be back to action. I think current time here is, if I can check my watch, it's almost 7:30. I got 7:27. So we'll pull up the sorry guys, I'm multitasking here. Looks like they're going to drop the homecoming, pull the teams out. We'll get some announcements. We'll take a quick break, brought to you by F&M Bank, and we will get back to some wrestling.
F&M Bank loves giving back to the communities we live and serve in. Banking with us ensures your money goes back into your community. Our goal is to provide you with reliable banking you can trust, delivered with unique passion for service. F&M Bank has all the modern banking services: mobile banking, lending, reward checking, electronic checking, and more. We invite you to come see us at any of our 8 locations. Come see what relationship banking is all about. F&M Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. You miss your old familiar friends, but waiting just around the bend. You're lost out there and you're all alone. A light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look.
right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are live inside the Greg Henning Activity Center in Tuttle, Oklahoma, where the Guthrie Bluejays are taking on the Tuttle Tigers in a high school wrestling matchup. As the introductions get going, Blue Jays are on the side of the mat waiting on the Tigers to take the mat. For those of you guys tuning in, we sure appreciate that. We'd also like to thank all of our wonderful sponsors that make this possible. Special shout out to Bank First, to F&M Bank, to North Church, to John Vance Auto, to Generations Church, Exon, South Point Baptist Church, A-Team Overhead Doors, TIG Insurance, Strive Wellness Lounge, and Aspen Roofing. We thank all of our sponsors so much for making this broadcast possible, and we thank you to all of our sponsors that make wrestling possible in the great town of Guthrie. Big intro here for the Tuttle Tigers. You can't see it on our screen, but they got a big screen up here, a big flat screen jumbotron with a like an intro music for their athletes. Kind of a cool feature for them. They got the band live. The crowd is here. Wrestling a big deal here in the town of Tuttle as the Tigers take the mat. Walking out with their drum line. Do my best to control that volume. I apologize. Picking up plenty of crowd noise.
Now everybody please stand. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Now we'll stand and rise for the playing of our national anthem.
We'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's duel between Guthrie and your 20-time state champion.
20-time state champions. The Tuttle Tigers have won the state championship 20 times. That is not a typo. Very tough team. 106. TK Crenshaw Jones is going to pick up the forfeit. Caden Herendine at 113. He's taking on Cooper Jackson.
At 120 pounds, Chance Fisher for your Tigers will receive a forfeit. At 126 pounds for Guthrie, either Dax Lopez or Colton Stevens will face for your Tigers either Kingston Runnelly or Ryan Sloan. At 132 pounds for
138, Clayton Carey's taking on Thomas London.
At 144 pounds for Guthrie, Colby Wilder.
144, Colby Wilder taking on Bo Hickman.
At 150 pounds.
150 pounds. You got Roston Usselton. He's going to take on Bo Tatum. Forfeited 157. Most likely going to bump up Rowan McCone there. 165. Bryson Hall. C.I. Prost. Well, Carter Neeson's going to take him on. 175. Tyler Gettings taking on Ethan Teague. 190 pounds. Wesley Silvas taking on Noah McDoulet. 215. Tyler Powell taking on Tody Ashton or Gunnar Goddard. And at heavyweight, 285, Landon Gilbert's going to make his Blue Jay debut against Jace Warren. Captain's taking the center of the mat. As the captains take the center of the mat, I want to get a shout out to Larry Busby and Curtis Jarena. Thanks for joining us on the chat. Glad you guys are watching. Looks like there are a few other out there as well. Appreciate all you guys for tuning into our duel. Hopefully this live coverage will suffice, and we'll see you guys in-house Thursday night for homecoming, our last home duel against Blackwell. But tonight, Tuttle Tigers, Guthrie Bluejays fixing to go head-to-head. Tonight on the call, John Vestal is going to be reffing this match. He is a Yukon State champion, no stranger to wrestling. Paying back here by helping referee. Always a big deal. Nice to have good officials volunteering to come out here and help this sport grow. Blue Jay head coach Jaden Davenport in his 5th season done nothing but build the program of Guthrie alongside his brother Jeremy and now assistant coach Alex Fields, bringing these high schoolers up to where they need to be. Bobby Williams, head coach at Tuttle, been there in his 4th season. So these guys battle. First matchup of the night. Caden Herendeen of the Blue Jays taking on TK Crenshaw Jones. Two-point takedown there, Caden Herendeen, fast and slick as ever. Caden working the half there on the far side. As Jones coming to his feet, trying to. Maintaining his base, hits a switch here, gets to the leg. Herendeen's able to hold on to the far leg in a double leg position. So you've got basically a high crotch and a double leg both. It's both guys at a switch. Herendeen's got to let go and go into the crotch now. As Jones hanging on to that leg, he's going to try to get his head underneath and elevate. If he can't, Herendeen's going to be happy to hang on to a stalemate here as his leg is in trouble with the stalemate there. 34 seconds left to go in the first period. Jones did a nice job cutting the corner there and grabbing that leg. Herendeen did a good job of holding on. 34 seconds to go in the first period of this 112-pound matchup. Caden Herendeen of the Blue Jays up 2-0. over TK Crenshaw Jones of Tuttle. Herendeen on that, not a leg ride, he's just sitting on the ankle, just an ankle ride. Trying to pull the hands, drops to a double leg. Crenshaw Jones doing a good job coming out and getting loose on bottom. Herendeen follows him out of bounds with 5 seconds to go. Crenshaw doing a good job coming up on bottom. Herendeen doing a nice job just following and continue to wrestle. Quick stand up here for Jones. Not going to get him out. As we roll into the second period, choice is going to go to Tuttle. And Jones is going to go bottom. Caden Herendeen, last year's state champion in 5A at 106 pounds. Lets Crenshaw go. 2-1 is the score. Caden Herendeen leading Tuttle. At the moment, Crenshaw going for elbow ties. Look for a peek out of some kind. Tall, long, lanky. That seems like that's what he's doing. Herendeen in on a nice low level. Reshot by Jones. And then a go behind by Herendeen. No points have scored yet, but now 2 points for Caden Herendeen. It's going to make it 4-1 as we trickle down into under a minute and 30 seconds here. Herendeen back on top, working hard here. Crenshaw Jones has not been in danger of being turned yet. Actually has put Herendeen in danger of escape on more than one occasion. So trying to get out on bottom here. And Herendeen riding on top. Gets a little high. He's going to have to drop to the leg or Crenshaw's going to get out. Down under 50 seconds now to go. Herendeen settling in on top. Crenshaw wearing down a little bit here. He's got his head on the mat. Earlier he was posturing up, tripoding up, trying to get to his feet. Now seems content to sit on bottom. Herendeen content to sit back there on that hip. And now Crenshaw Jones starting to peel the wrist here. Got a claw right on the far side. We're going to get a stalemate here. Referee'd like to see some more action, as would the fans. Coach Bobby Williams over there for Tuttle trying to encourage Jones to hit some type of crossover, Granby, some type of scramble here at the end of the period to try to get out. Herendeen no stranger to scrambles. Looks like he's just going to hang on here and pick up the end of the period. We're going to going into the third period. Current score 4-1. Caden Herendeen leading with 2 takedowns. He's leading 4-1 over TK Crenshaw Jones, who picked up an escape when Herendeen let him go in the second. But now Herendeen's going on bottom. Quick to his feet. Crenshaw with a lift and return. But Herendeen bounces right back up to his feet. Now with hand control. And Jones has got to let him go. It's going to be another point for Herendeen. Double leg attempt by Jones. Herendeen with the go behind. Speed, one of Caden Herendeen's best assets. His go behind has been successful all year. 7-1 is the current score. He lets him go for 2 points. Crenshaw dives in on a double leg. This time, Herendeen not able to get behind. No points awarded. Herendeen with an arm drag here. Trying to just arm drag go behind. Tried it a couple of times. It's worked once. Crenshaw in on another diving double. Herendeen able to stop that. Coaches for Guthrie on the sidelines really want a couple more points out of Caden Herendeen. They'd like to see bonus here, but Crenshaw too good to let that happen, it looks like. Tries an arm drag, boot scoot. Not successful. Herendeen jumps back in. Tied up here on the edge of the mat. Down under 30 seconds now. Herndon with a peek out. Nice. Duck under attempt. Picks up 2 more points. Lets him go. They go out of bounds. 18 seconds on the clock. In on a single leg now. Caden Herndon's trying to finish. Guthrie coach is screaming for bonus. They need this point here. Two-point takedown for Caden Herndon. Going to make that 11-3 at the buzzer. It's going to be a major decision victory. For the Blue Jays. It's going to give them 14 points. Much needed bonus as Caden Herndon picks up the victory for the Blue Jays. Next up at 120 pounds for the Blue Jays, we are open. Going to give up a forfeit here to Chance Fisher, and now we're at 126. Be the next match. Wrestle Dax Lopez for the Blue Jays is going to come out. And take on Kaysen Rumley.
Next up, 126 pounds for Guthrie, Dax Lopez. And for your Tigers, Kaysen Rumley.
Rumley out for a big takedown early. Puts a head in the hole, gets a single leg, puts a leg in, now decides to cut Lopez. Lopez in on a high crotch now. As Rumley tries to cut the corner and step over. Lopez gets his head underneath, plays that right, gets 2 takedown of his own. And now Rumsley is out. Tied up now, both guys with a takedown and an escape. 1-1. We're under a minute of wrestling to go. Both guys tied up now. Both guys been taken down. Both guys got takedowns. So settling into the match here, working heavy on ties. Lopez in on a single leg, head in the hole, cuts the corner, similar takedown just to the other side. Lopez dive in on a shot, didn't get it, and Rumley cuts the corner and works his way around the outside for 2, puts a leg in immediately and goes to work on top. Current score 5-2 as we conclude this first period. Kaysen Rumley of Tuttle Tigers leading Dax Lopez of the Guthrie Bluejays 5-3. Rumley's going to choose bottom. Lopez on top, hits a quick switch. Lopez able to manage, keeps a high shoulder, hangs on tight. Rumley's got to go back to his belly. Lopez now back to work grinding on top. Rumley fighting hands hard. Lopez gets too high. Rumley pulls him forward. Look for him to cut that corner like he's done for the last 2 takedowns. No points awarded yet. He's cutting the corner hard. He's got his head in the hole now, picking up a cradle. He's got the cradle hooked up on the outside. Lets it go, picks up 2 more points for 7-3 lead so far over Dax Lopez. Gets a leg in. Reaching back for the spladle. He pulls that knee to his chest. He's going to have it, and Lopez is going to be in trouble. Lopez posting hard with his head, but Rumley's trying to pull that leg in. Not able to get it. Lopez able to fight that off. Rumley riding side saddle, getting high. Now he goes back to saddle figure 4. A lot more pressure, but Lopez swims. Rumley falls out the top. Lopez picks up 2 points reversal. Lopez did a nice job being patient. Rumley got too high. got too aggressive on his half, and Dax Lopez able to swim and knock Rumley off the top. Now Lopez going to work on tops, got him broke down. Lopez just riding for now, needs to get him broke down. Rumley's doing a good job grabbing hands, trying to get Lopez too high, but Lopez keeps making adjustments, staying behind those arms. He's looking for a snapback now. Dax Lopez trying to pull him back. Rumley gets hand control. Sits out. Lopez able to float and stay on top. Down under 8 seconds to go. Lopez staying in this match. Only down by 2 at this point. And we conclude the second period. Cason Rumley still leading Dax Lopez 7-5. But Lopez slowly creeping back into this match. Starting the third period, Lopez chooses bottom. And we're back to action in the third period. Lopez to his feet. Gets knocked back down. Turns in. Catches the far leg. Simple sit-out turn in. Rumley getting too high a second time. Lopez able to catch the leg. Trying to finish this single leg. He's got to stay busy. Does not want to give up a stalemate. Rumley would be happy with just stopping the action here. Lopez has got to try to score or at least get one. A stalemate would not be a good thing for Dax Lopez. He's got to get his arm out. Rumley doing a good job of just hanging on and stopping the action. He's reaching underneath now, trying to hold on. He's got a tight key lock. Rumley's tight key lock somehow able to remain in control on top, even though Lopez was 90% out. False start there on top. Referee didn't catch it. And we're back to action here as Rumley now has got another leg in. He's running side saddle here. He's really, really high, but he's got the far leg, looking for that spladle again. Lopez going to have to kind of sit here and just wait. Unfortunately, running out of time when he does. Rumley's doing a good job of just holding on to that leg now. Obviously, he's not trying to turn, and referee's coming in to warn. Now Rumley's got Lopez's left arm. He's going to try to put it over his head. If he's able to do that, he'll be going for near fall. I think he's going to be happy here with 40 seconds to go to just ride this clock out. Rumley's still winning 7-5. Really working that arm hard now. Referee didn't like what he saw with the angle of that elbow. Potentially dangerous. Stops the action so the athletes don't get hurt. Lopez, one last shot on bottom here. Rumley doing a good job so far being sticky. Lopez has got to try to find a way out. Just hits a short sit. Short sit, trying to come to his feet. Rumley doing a good job pulling him back. Lopez trying to come up, scramble to make something happen. Rumley back on top, gets a leg in. 10 seconds to go. Going for that spladle now. Rumley just hanging on tight here, trying to stay on. Lopez trying to make something happen. Lopez all but out from behind. Somehow, Rumley contains control. Lopez on top at the end of the second period before the buzzer goes. No 2 points awarded, and Jaden Davenport not happy with that call. If the score remains, Cason Rumley wins this match 7-2. But from my eyes, Dax Lopez was on top in control before the red lights flashed. Jaden Davenport not having it. Somehow doesn't look like he's changing the referee's mind here. But definitely gonna plead his case, as those 2 points were very, very close. Referee John Vestal, Yukon State champion, no stranger to wrestling. Keeps shaking his head no, meaning he's not agreeing with the call here on the mic or Coach Davenport. As both wrestlers try to stay warm in case action continues. crowd getting a little restless. Want to see something happen? Coach Davenport, for his effort, earns a warning. As Dax Lopez is going to fall to Kason Rumley, 5-7. Tuttle's going to pick up 3 more points for the team. Next matchup is 132 pounds for the Blue Jays. Luke Lyons. He's going to be taking on Bodie Wilson of the Tigers. Lyons stuck underneath there. Cuts the corner, gets a single leg. Lyons hanging on tight here with the whizzer. Wilson able to knock him down for 2. Right to legs. Wilson puts a leg in. Second time tonight we've seen Tuttle running legs at the high school level. Luke Lyons now stuck on bottom. Rumsey's up in saddle with a short leg. Looking for a Turk here. 2 near fall were counted. It's going to be 2 points for Bodie Wilson. Going to bump him up 4-0 so far, 4-0 over Luke Lyons. Got that leg in. He's going to try to pull that arm behind his head and sit back. Once he sits back, he'll be picking up more near fall. Luke Lyons got to try to fight this, but a lot of pressure on that front shoulder. He's going to try to scoop that head and pull it forward, and then he'll crawl back on top and try to get the fall. Lyons has got to try to fight here, but he's being pulled from 2 different directions, twisted up here. Not a good spot for Luke Lyons to be in. Bodie Wilson's going to try to pick up the fall. If he gets his leg out, he'll come up into a reverse half. Luke Lyons going to have to fight that arm out here and beat the clock. 3 more near fall for Bodie Wilson. Brings him 7-0 over Luke Lyons. Going to be Guthrie's choice. Luke Lyons in the second period is going to choose bottom. Quick bar arm here. Bodie Wilson jumps right back into a leg. Right back to his Turk. No near fall on that one, but definitely what he's going for here. Back on the same Turk, trying to pull Luke Lyons' shoulder over. By pulling his head, he'll pull his shoulder over, but looks like it's not going to work this time either. Look for him to drape right back onto that arm. As Luke posts that arm, Bodie's going to try to grab it, get it back under his head. In order to stop the Turk, he's got to post that arm. When he posts that arm, it gets grabbed. It's kind of a back and forth game. They're playing a cat and mouse. Bodie Wilson tough on top with that leg. Down to 1 minute and 5 seconds in the second period. Wilson now going for that far arm. It's where he scored earlier. He's got it back now, sort of like a chicken wing. It's like a backwards chicken wing, trying to pull it up. If he pulls it up, we'll see more of what we saw in the first. He's got it up. He's got it behind his head. Now he's going to try to walk pressure forward and scoop his arm underneath in a reverse half. If he can do that, he can keep from getting a potentially dangerous call. That helps him pick up the near fall. Transitions that into a headlock. Luke Lyons does a nice job of scrambling right there. No points given. Even though he went to his back, nice job by Luke Lyons just providing a scramble, but now back on the same leg, same arm. Bodie Wilson relentless on top here. Down under 17 seconds now in the second period. Bodie Wilson unable to score so far in the second. But did a lot of damage in the first, leading Luke Lyons 7-0. Current team score 15-4. Bodie Wilson of Tuttle on bottom. Hits a standing switch here on Luke Lyons. Picks up a crotch lift. Gets an escape for his effort. From there, transitions to a cradle. Now he's got Luke Lyons in a lot of trouble. Tight cradle coming off of that single leg. Picks up the fall, 6 more points for Tuttle. Bodie Wilson with the fall over Luke Lyons. Team score 21-4. Next up for the Blue Jays, Cade Carey at 138 pounds. Double leg for Tuttle. Picks up 2 takedown. Out of bounds here with that single leg. Current score 2-1. Thomas London of the Tigers leading Cade Carey of the Blue Jays. A lot of motion, a lot of hand fighting here. London very smooth, very fast. Cade Carey hits a double leg on the edge, steps out of bounds. London very smooth, very fast. Cade Carey very rigid, very hard. Clayton Carey, I'm sorry. Cade, his brother, wrestled earlier tonight. Caden very tough, very rigid. Takedown 2. Thomas London. Clayton Carey, one of those wrestlers, when he puts his hands on you, you know they're there. Out of bounds they go. 19 seconds to go. Cade Carey's on bottom, trailing Thomas London 1-4. False start here on top. One thing holds true for Clayton Carey. If there's time on the clock, he is still in the match. Sets down here. Almost picks up a cradle. Now he's got his head in the hole, trying to get around. No points awarded, but nearly reversed. Nearly got the reversal, nearly was out. Nice little sequence there at the end. Clayton did a good job just creating a scramble there. Cuts the corner, gets that head in the hole. Nearly locked up the cradle for points. Nearly got the reversal, nearly got the escape, but just ran out of time altogether. Second period here, Clayton Carey with the escape. Picks up another point. Down to 1 minute 30 seconds to go. Thomas London now looking to fade. Cade Carey in on a double leg, turning that into a single here on the outside. Now he's got an underhook, trying to score on the edge. London doing his best to work the edge. Takes a shot too far away. Now Clayton Carey's got him in a front headlock. Going to drag out here. Thomas London drags out. Picks up 2 points on the edge of the mat. A lot of action there. London pulled him back into a crab ride here to try to force the takedown. Now both guys just sitting here on the edge of the mat, burning the clock. Clayton Carey trying to work himself back up into a switch position. London back to his knees, and they continue to wrestle here on the edge. Thomas London just sitting on the hips here, holding the hands, not really doing much on top. Waiting for Clayton Carey to kick it out of bounds so they can get a fresh start. "11 seconds to go in the second period. Clayton Carey scrambles on the end, picks up a big 2-point reversal at the end of the period. Nicely done by Clayton Carey. Big 2 points on the edge. Big 2 points on the edge of the mat there. Nearly scored at the end of the first period, and then big score at the end of the second period. Second caution for Thomas London. The next caution will cost him a point, and in a match this competitive, that could matter. Like I said earlier, if there's time on the clock, Clayton Carey's got a chance to win. Grinding hard here on top. London to his feet. Carey's trying to lift and return, but London's with hand control and hips. Ends up escaping for one. Carey underneath with a peek out. Now he's in deep with a big bear hug lock. Tries to throw him to his back, ends up going to his own back. London kind of fell on his side, was able to switch his hips, which landed him right on top of Clayton Carey. Carey really trying to make something happen big, ends up getting caught on his back for it. Somehow battles off of his back from a near fall. Gets back on top. Folks, Clayton Carey, tough as they come. Finding a way to stay in this match. Current score 12-6. As Clayton Carey now on top, grinding, trying to make Coach Davenport not happy with this call. Clayton Carey with a head in the side cradle. As he locks it up, referee blows the whistle, calls it potentially dangerous. Not sure why the call, but definitely was the call. As London, Thomas London dodges a bullet there. Carey grinding tough on top now, trying to make something happen, trying to run the half, had the cradle earlier. He's not going to make this an easy out for Thomas London, who now gets to his feet. On the edge here. Now the referee awards 1 point for the scramble out of bounds. If you're a Guthrie fan, you're not happy to see that call. Clayton Carey now coming in hard. Going big as Thomas Wilson hits a short carry on the edge as time runs out. London Thomas going to pick up 3 more points for his team of Tuttle. 24-4, the Tigers leading the Blue Jays. Clayton Carey falls, but not from a lack of effort. Good matchup there. Up next, 144 pounds. Colby's taking on Bo Hickman. Senior out of Tuttle, signed with Oklahoma University. One of the best wrestlers in the country here at 144 pounds. Two-point takedown for Bo Hickman. Escaped by Colby Wilder. Snap down, go behind. Another go by in the ear by Hickman. Two more points here for Bo Hickman, bringing the score 8-3. Looks like he's going to settle in here on top, and Wilder here fighting to get that arm out. Hickman transitions to a half. Going to pull that head up hard. Hickman really going hard for the fall here. Colby Wilder fighting hard. That match will conclude 6 more points for the Tigers. Current score 30 points for Tuttle's, 4 points for the Blue Jays. Next up, 150 pounds, Roston Usselton of the Blue Jays. Taking on Bo Tendon. Bo Tender. Nice ankle pick there by Tender. Takes Roston straight to his back. Usselton pushing that inside leg, fighting hard to try to get back to his base. 3 points near fall will be awarded for that 5-point takedown. Tender gets right back to the half. Rosson did a good job posting on the outside. Got his head down now. Posted on the outside, but had his head on the mat. Tender ran him right over top of his head for 3 more. Well, he's got 2 near falls so far. Referee's holding up 2 fingers. He's going to give 2 points for near fall. Rosson did a good job fighting back to his base. Keep that 3rd point from coming. Now with the leg in, Tender's on his feet. Usselton trying to come up. Tender's going for a spladle, sort of backwards, but Roston now's got a hold of his head. Not sure what he can do with it, but making it tough on Tender. Now Roston's going the right direction. If he can keep circling that way, he's got the head caught. If he can keep circling right, he can pick up a fall here. Tender's stuck and he can't get his leg out. Tender's leg is stuck. Roston's got to keep circling to the right and keep tucking that head under. Tender's trying to get long and trying to block that leg so Roston can't step over. Roston's got 10 seconds to try to get this fall. Tender is in a tough spot here. Roston Usselton making that a scramble of a position. 7-0, Bo Tender leads Roston Usselton, but right there at the end of that period, Usselton nearly had Tender pinned. Second period, Usselton's going to go bottom. As we start this match, Bo Tender up 7-0 over Roston Usselton. Usselton stuck on bottom now. Trying to work up. These Tuttle Tigers have been tough on top all night. Junior high looked a little different than the high school. High school's been running legs quite effectively. Right now, though, this wrist right has Roston Usselton stuck on bottom. Now he's going for the half. Bar arm half. He's got the head tucked and near fall. Usselton's in a tough spot here with a deep, tight half. They pick up the fall. 6 more points for the Tigers. Up next at 157 pounds, Rowan McCone of the Blue Jays.
Next up, 157 pounds for Guthrie, Rowan McCone. And for the Tigers,
Eli Post got a cradle here on Rowan McCone. Locked up tight, not looking good for Rowan. McCone in the predicament here. His shoulder's still up. Eli Probst, tight cradle here. Rowan's trying to fight this off. Somehow got his inside shoulder up, it looks like. Broke the cradle. Now Rowan's back out. Takedown and the near fall. Rolls through on another cradle. 5-0. Eli Probst against Rowan McCone. Back on the same cradle we were just in. Probst is right back on it. Off to the side now, going to try to get that shoulder down. McCone fighting that inside arm up. Not going to be enough as Probst went right back to it to pick up 6 more for the Tigers. (42-4), the Tuttle Tigers. (165 pounds), Bryson Hall of the Blue Jays. Hopefully a much needed boost in the morale for our team. He's taking on Connor Kesey. Takedown 2 for Bryson Hall. Hall going to work here on top. Got those double bar arms. Bryce has been working a lot better on top this year. Improved definitely in this position. Learning how to ride legs. He's doing a good job running halves and bar arms. He's got a claw ride. Really put a lot of time in focusing on this top position and has scored quite a bit here and has actually picked up some falls, which last year was not as effective in this position as he is this season. Obviously been good on his feet this whole time, but improving in every position, but especially here in the top position. There's that leg we were talking about. Warning stalling on Carter Kesey, not doing anything on bottom. Now that chicken wing. Bryson's got a chicken wing pulled up. He's trying to find the far arm so he can run that head. If he can, he's going to try to find that seat belt. Either way, Bryson's busy on top trying to find a way to get his team back in this matchup. The Blue Jays could use an adrenaline boost here. A big win at 65 could be what is needed. Kesey really stuck on bottom down there as Bryson Hall. Got a quick takedown and went to work on top. Kesey defers to Hall. Hall picks bottom in the second period. Bryson Hall of the Blue Jays currently leading Carter Kesey of the Tigers 2-0, starting the second period. Quick to his feet. Hall stands up. Kesey tries for the lift and return. Hall doing a good job staying steady here. Kesey trying to get him back down, not having any luck. Standing switch here. Bryson Hall picks up 2 more points. There's a crossface to the far arm. He could turn this into something for near fall. Looks like he's going for a cradle on the far side now. Gonna try to walk that up. He's got his hands locked, almost. Now he's gonna drive him back for that cradle. Gonna try to pick up the fall here. Kesey kicking hard. 2 points near fall, Bryson Hall. Kesey not able to stop that cradle, but once it was locked up, did a good job kicking out. But Hall continuing to grind on top, catching those bar arms, working hard here on top. Kesey not doing anything on bottom but surviving. He picks up a stall call. That's going to cost him a point. First one's a warning, second one's a point. The guy on bottom's responsibility is to try and escape. He's got to try and score points and escape. The guy on top has to try and score points on top, try to turn him. That's the 2 roles of each position. Now, if you're not trying to get off bottom, you're not trying to score points, you are then avoiding action, therefore stalling. That's what Carter Kesey got called for. Same rules apply on top. If you're not trying to score points, you are therefore avoiding action and you are stalling. So that's where those points come from when they happen. Warning a second time against Carter Kesey. That is another point. Now, if he gets another stall call against him, it's going to be 2 points. So Kesey stuck here on bottom. Bryson Hall trying what he can to get bonus for his team. Got a leg in, going for a big Turk. Kesey trying to survive down here. Goes for a big reversal attempt. Not able to make that happen as time runs out. Third period, Kesey's choice. He's going to pick neutral. Score 8-0. Bryson Hall of the Blue Jays in bonus point territory so far. 8-point lead's going to earn his team 4 points. But I don't think Hall's done here. Looks like he's going back in for more. Going to try to pick up a fall if he can get it, if not a tech fall. In on an outside single leg here. Kesey with a whizzer. Slips off. Bryson Hall picks up 2 more. Runs his lead up 10-0 right to the chicken wing. He's going to try to. Looks like he's going for more than just the tilt. Normally you'd pull that back and try to get a tilt. I don't think the coaches are wanting a tilt. I think they're wanting a fall. So Hall's trying to make more of that than one might normally do. Back on those inside bar arms. Kesey, warning, stalling. That's 2 more points for Bryson Hall. It's going to be Bryson Hall's choice what he wants to do here now with that third one. Now, if Kesey gets hit for stalling one more time, that will conclude the match. It'll be a forfeit. He'll be disqualified for his lack of activity. Very, very rarely will you ever see that, but the referee here is definitely wanting to see more action out of Kesey. Hall gets a position. He gets away. He gets 1. It's going to be 13 points for Bryson Hall. In on the takedown. That's 2 more points. That's the tech fall. Going to pick up 5 points for the Blue Jays. Bryson Hall, nicely done. Puts a little boost into the pocket of the Blue Jays, bumping that team's score up 9. Up 5 points to give the Blue Jays 9 points to the Tigers 42. Next up for the Blue Jays, Tyler Gettings, senior. Going to take on Ethan Teague.
Next up, 175 pounds for Guthrie, Tyler Gettings. For your Tigers, Ethan Teague.
Teague with a quick takedown, gets up 2 points. Gettings gets the escape. Tigers have been pretty effective out of this front headlock position. They're quick to cut the corner. They've done a good job here tonight from there. Minute and 10 seconds to go. Tyler Gettings back to his feet. Teague with another quick takedown. Current score 6-2. Now 8-3. Tyler Gettings trying to hang on here to get through this first period. As Teague now tilts back for chicken wing into a near fall scenario. Flexibility of Tyler Gettings is impressive as Teague flips him back over here. He's got 3 points near fall if Gettings is able to get out of this. Bumping that score up 11-3. Tyler Gettings on bottom, struggling to get up here as Ethan Teague. He's got a hammer lock on here. Trying to go for the half, not able to get it. As we conclude that first period. It's going to be Guthrie's choice. Tyler Gettings defers to Ethan Teague of Tuttle. And Teague's going to choose bottom position. Teague quick to his feet. Gettings for a lift and return. Gettings doing a nice job floating here. Teague with hand control now. Gettings drops down to the leg as Teague escapes. Now Tyler's got to get his head underneath there. Teague doing a good job hiding his heels. Trying to cut the corner, trying to get out, trying to make something happen. Got him in a leg cradle. Able to scramble out on top and pick up 2 points for the reversal. Running a deep half here now. He's got a deep half and a bar arm on the far side. As the Tigers, Ethan Teague picks up another 6 points for his team. Up next for the Blue Jays, at 190 pounds, senior Wesley Silvis, trying to pick up some momentum for his Blue Jays. He's going to be taking on Noah McDoulet. Silvis with an underhook on the inside. Arm drag attempt there by McDoulet. Silvis inside controls, working the head down. McDoulet real long and tall for the weight. Silvis working the head nice. Picking up a nice underhook to a high C. Now he's got McDoulet in trouble here. Looking for a fall. Picks up 2 points. Nice underhook to a high C. Silvis going for a leg here. Too high, forcing that leg in. Put himself in a predicament as McDoulet catches that leg. Silvis trying to crawl back on top, but McDoulet still has his leg underneath. As Silvis now puts in the other leg, and McDoulet's looking to catch that one as well. Silvis got his legs in and away from McDoulet, now going for that half on the far side. And Silvis, this is what he does, half to legs to a half. McDoulet flexible. Silvis transitions to a cradle here. No near fall yet. Silvis still trying to push over to this cradle. McDoulet making it very difficult. Silvis going to pick up some near fall here. He's got a 2 count. He gets the 5. That's going to be 3 points near fall if McDoulet makes it up here. Silvis trying to get the fall with the cradle. Not in the best position to do that is McDoulet. Bellies down. Silvis is going to pick up 3 points here for the near fall. Back to a leg in, going back to that power half. Going into the second period, Wesley Silvis of the Guthrie Bluejays leads Noah McDoulet 5-0. Silvis' choice takes neutral. And back to work they go. Silvis with a snap down on McDoulet's slow shot. McDoulet with an outside shot. Silvis cuts the corner. Inside cradle, picks up 2 points for the takedown. I believe McDoulet might have his leg on the far side, but Silvis trying for the fall here. Silvis going for the fall. McDoulet fighting off his back, keeping that inside arm up. Silvis will have the 3 points near fall. McDoulet somehow staying off his, keeping from getting pinned here, but McDoulet very squirrely off his back. Silvis with a tight cradle. Trying to get this locked up so he can get the fall. Knowing that his team needs those 6. He's got this cradle nasty now. He's got that leg straight up on top of it. Knee to the forehead here. McDoulet's in trouble. McDoulet's in trouble here. Tough position for McDoulet. Silvis has got him stuck. Nice job by Wesley Silvis, taking his time on that cradle, walking that knee to his forehead. McDoulet able to fight, but with his knee on his forehead, not able to do much. Much needed 6 points for the Blue Jays to put a boost up on that scoreboard. 6 points for the good guys. It's going to bring that up, team score 15-48 as we go into the 197-pound matchup. Normally, we see Eli Maroney here. Eli's taking a break this week, so Tyler Powell's going to step in at 215 pounds. Normally we see Tyler up at 285. He normally weighs around 220, so wrestling someone a little closer to his weight. Be nice to see how he performs here against Cody Ashton of Tuttle. We're going to call him Gunnar Goddard today. Single leg attempt here. Gets on top. Tyler does a nice job there. Shoots. Finds himself underneath in a bad spot. Scrambles back to the same high crotch. And somehow comes out on top of Gunnar Goddard. Nicely done by Tyler Powell. Very athletic movement there. Really, I thought when Goddard sprawled on him, he'd be stuck there, but bounced right back up. Second effort on that high crotch, able to come around the corner and finish that. What a difference it makes to wrestle at your own weight. 2 points takedown. Coming in on 30 seconds now in this in this first period. Tyler Powell of Guthrie on top of Gunnar Goddard. Looks like we've got a technical violation, 1 point. Looks like probably a full Nelson would be my guess. Didn't have the best view from my seat, but I believe he was trying to run the half, and he ran 2 halves at the same time, so you can't put a half on both sides. 15 seconds to go. Tyler Powell of the Blue Jays taking on Gunnar Goddard, winning 2-0. As we conclude this first period, Tyler's on top. Getting a little high here. Going for a cradle. Nice period for Tyler Powell. Going into the second period, he's in the lead. Nice debut here at 215 pounds. It's going to be Tuttle's choice. Gunnar Goddard's going to pick neutral as we start the second period. Both wrestlers fighting heavy on the head here, digging for inside ties and collar control. Powell with a level change here. Back in on that hard collar tie. Now digging an underhook on the left side. Pulls the head down. Doing a good job getting that head down. Now Goddard's pulling the head down. These two guys battling in these hand fights here with a minute 20 to go. Gunnar Goddard tries for a pass by there. Neither guy too excited about getting underneath the other one of the big guys. Collar ties, underhooks, pass bys. Both these guys wrestling hard in here. Really fighting for that inside position. High crotch attempt by Gunnar Goddard. Tyler Powell with a heavy hip. He's got his leg back, trying to cut the corner and get behind. Gets behind for 2 points. That's 2 more points for Tyler Powell. Building his lead 4-0 over Gunnar Goddard. With 30 seconds to go, Tyler Powell having a lot of success tonight at 215 pounds. Staying behind those arms, grinding pretty good on top. Nice sprawl takedown, nice high crotch takedown. Tyler Powell doing a good job. Concluding that second period, Tyler Powell wrestling well tonight as we go into the third. 215-pound matchup. Powell chooses to go neutral yet again. So we're going to wrestle this match on our feet tonight. Gunnar Goddard a lot more active in this third period. He needs something big to happen. He's down by 4. He's got to make something happen which will make him dangerous. Tyler Powell so far wrestled a pretty clean match, keeping himself in the lead. Gunnar Goddard's going to have to do something desperate here. He needs more than just one takedown. He's going to have to get several takedowns or one big 5-point takedown to his back or something. So look for him. There he went for a headlock there. He was looking for it. Pass by his headlocks. Something big where he can get Tyler Powell to his back is what he's going to have. He's climbing down now under a minute and 10 seconds. Shoots in on a single leg this time. Sprawl and go behind by Tyler Powell. Nice job by Tyler Powell. Heavy hips. Gunnar Goddard was in deep on that single leg, and Tyler Powell did a nice job of throwing that heavy hip down. Now he's got him rolled up. Tyler's got him rolled up, and what looks to be gets the fall. Tyler Powell, 215-pound debut, picks up a fall for the Blue Jays. 6 big points for the Blue Jays. Tyler Powell at 215. Does a nice job filling in for Eli Maroney, putting 6 more points on the board for the Blue Jays. Bringing that score up 21 points to Tuttle's 48. Last matchup here tonight.
For Guthrie, Landon Gilbert, and for your Tigers, Jace Warren.
Landon Gilbert of the Blue Jays. At heavyweights, taking on Jace Warren. Both these athletes weighed in somewhere around 250 pounds tonight. I only say that to note the parity of size. Oftentimes a 220-pound heavyweight versus a 285-pound heavyweight makes for a big deficit, but here we got two guys the same size. High crotch attempt by Jace Warren. Landon Gilbert steps back, gets out of that. Both guys hand fighting hard here. Warren with an underhook. Perhaps Landon's got an overhook there now. He's got the position. Down under 30 seconds to go in the first period. Landon Gilbert of the Guthrie Bluejays making his debut on varsity here against Jace Warren of Tuttle. With a nice single leg takedown, Jace Warren puts Landon Gilbert to his back to pick up the fall. To conclude the duel. Tuttle Tigers victorious over the Guthrie Bluejays 54-21. As they shake hands and we conclude this duel, we'll come back with the Generations Church post-game show. Until then, we'll take a quick timeout brought to you by F&M Bank.
For centuries, it was a windswept prairie until the run of '89 saw settlers scramble for land and life in a newborn town as Oklahoma's territorial capital, Guthrie. Bank First is loyal to the preservation movement that reclaimed Oklahoma's first state capital. And we're loyal to the banking legacy born at the corner of First and Oklahoma Streets. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live inside of the Greg Henning Arena here in Tuttle, America, where the Guthrie Bluejays just came to town and dueled against the Tuttle Tigers. We'll do a quick post-game show here as we talk about the evening. Not the outcome the Guthrie Bluejays would have liked, but we knew coming in it was going to be a tough duel. Giving up 12 points out of the gate did not help as we're trying to get these guys healthy down to weight. Also, Eli Maroney was out, as was Nick Herondine. So our two big boys were out. Filled in nice, though, was our two Tyler Powell and Landon Gilbert. So that ended up working out well for us. But with those 12 points we gave up, made things hard to start out. So anyway, the tradition of Tuttle is thick. Obviously, good wrestlers. Their junior high proved that before this duel started. And then, obviously, as the high school duel unfolded, a lot of talent on that team. We saw a lot of legs on top, a lot of riding. They did a good job on top, scoring, getting near fall, and picking up bonus wins. A lot of bonus wins tonight, both junior high and high school duels on both sides of the facet. Looks like, or seems like, the Guthrie victories we got were all bonus. Most of the bonus also was from Tuttle, so big bonus night on both ends. 54-21 was the final score. Tuttle came out on top. We are going to take one more short break before we interview the wrestler of the night and the coach's interview, and then I will follow up with a post-game show as well. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will be back with some interviews here shortly. Thanks. Timeout brought to you by F&M Bank.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
There's one big difference between Vance Auto Group and the other dealers: transparency. We show all the discounts and rebates on our website long before you arrive. See your monthly payment, your current vehicle's value, Carfax, and everything about the vehicle you're interested in buying. You can even buy any vehicle, new or pre-owned, without leaving home, right from our website. Buy with transparency at the John Vance Auto Group.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
All right, I am live here with the North Church Wrestler of the Night, Tyler Powell. Tyler, been wrestling heavyweight all year, and then finally get to wrestle more your natural weight at 215, and things went well. Talk us through the match. How fun was that to wrestle somebody your own size for a change?
It felt pretty good not going against someone that was 40, 60 pounds heavier than me. You know, it made the match a lot easier, but I'm glad I got to do it because, man, it's great.
So your first year wrestling, talk us through that. How has that been? Been a fun experience, a tough experience? Just talk us through that first experience of wrestling.
First experience, the first day I showed up to practice, I will not lie, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but I got really good teammates to help me through it, and I got great coaches, so it's good to have some support when practicing and it being your first year.
Good deal. All right, so tonight's matchup, you're going into, Wesley gets a big pin at 95 or at 190, 215 comes up. Are you nervous? Are you excited? Did you have that expectation going in, or do you just wing it and see what happens?
You know, it was a mix of all those. You know, you're always going to be at least a little scared, but it was mostly excitement because, you know, first ever time, like you said, wrestling my own weight. It was a nice experience, to say the least.
All right, well, Wrestler of the Night, Tyler Powell, congratulations on that big win, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll go back to you for another commercial break brought to you by F&M Bank.
At Terry Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans. Seth Robbins, Jason Herzl, and Dennis Oakes aren't limited to any single provider. We'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terry Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terry Insure Group at 405-293-4880 or stop by at 622 South Division or visit them online at tigok.com. Terry Insure Group, insuring your world.
Tina and Stefan and the entire staff, they are who you see them be. I mean, they're genuine people. They care about people. They've spent their entire lives in healthcare.
I can honestly say I'm 65 years old, and I'm probably in the best health I've been in my whole life, to be honest with you. And it's thanks to Stefan and his staff here, because everything they've done for me is just worked tremendously.
I just highly recommend Strive to anybody who's wanting to see a real improvement in their overall health, to be quite frank, their quality of life.
All right, guys, I'm live here with Coach Jaden Davenport in the John Vance Coaches interview. Coach, not the night we won, but a lot of good things come out of the night. I know showing up, giving up 12 points early on, obviously not expecting to win the duel big, but give us your overall thoughts on the duel and then week moving forward.
Man, I thought it was a good duel. I mean, when you come into Tuttle and a team like that's not just a top team in Oklahoma, but a top team in the country, I mean, you come in battle like that, I mean, it says a lot of good things and a lot of good things about this program and a lot of great things about the character that these guys have and the heart that these guys have, willing to go out and accept the challenge of wrestling a team like Tuttle with their accolades and all the success that they've had in the past. I mean, they're competing for their 15th straight state title. I mean, top of the country. And you used to go and you face that head on, you go compete your butt off. I mean, that's all I can ask for. That's why we duel these guys for tough competitions to prepare us for the end of the year where it really truly matters. And that's what you got to do is wrestle guys like this to get you ready for regionals and state.
Big night on bonus on both sides, but really, you know, without your 215 and heavyweight seniors, you got to lean on those other upperclassmen guys. You know, Caden Harney picks up a bonus. Bryson Hall picks up a bonus. Wesley Silvas picks up a bonus. Talk to us about those team leaders, those guys that are scoring, just how important they are in a duel like this that needed some momentum, and they really pumped some life back into the team.
Man, they're the heart of this team. I mean, they're straight up dogs, man, and they'll go out there and they compete their butt off every single match, and they keep the energy up. They're encouraging to their teammates. We have a lot of young guys on this team, and all those young guys really went out there and battled their butts off, man. And I mean, a lot of them wrestled top kids in the state and competed the whole entire time. And those guys, Wesley, Bryson, Caden, you know, they're there picking those guys up, telling them, hey, you know, they're upset that they lost, but they're taking up saying, hey guys, it's okay. It's what we did during the match, so we know what to fix, know what to improve on, and they go out there and they just do what they need to do, man. Like, those guys, they're straight studs, and I'm blessed to have them on this team, being team leaders. I mean, Wesley finding his way back from a little month break and going back and getting a fall. I mean, he's our pinner, man. He is the pinner. Like, he'll go out there and he'll continue to get some, rocking that power half, went to the cradle. Bryson went in a tag, putting on a show, and then Caden, I mean, the state champ, man, just doing what he does day in and day out. I mean, I couldn't be more happy for those guys and being the leaders that they are on this team. You know, I'm just blessed to have them.
All right, so busy schedule this week. Got Blackwell homecoming on Thursday. Big tournament this weekend in Colorado. Just talk to us about the week. What can we expect? And moving forward, you know, what do we got going on?
So we expect to have our more of a full lineup for Blackwell at homecoming. So that should be a great duel. They're a tough team, number one team in 3A. So we're battling two number one teams back-to-back this week. I like doing this. Facing this adversity, facing these tough teams, you know, it's really good for us. Going into probably our most important tournament of the season, Carl Albert, they give it the nickname the 5A Showcase. There's about 22, 23 5A teams out of the 38 that's there. So we go in there, we compete our butts off, and we go get our seeds that we need for the regional tournament. And so this couldn't be better competition, and tell me, Jeremy, and Alex what we need to work on going into Carl Albert and preparing us for 5A competition. So, I mean, we have a tough week ahead of us, but, I mean, I couldn't ask for two better teams to get us ready and to show us what we need to work on leading into our Carl Albert and later on in the season when it gets to the postseason.
Well, Coach, good job tonight. Congrats. Go home, get some sleep. It's going to be a busy week.
Thank you so much. All right. We got a meeting in the morning. They like to do that on Wednesdays.
All right. Well, we'll take one more break. Brought to you by F&M Bank. And, Coach,
go Blue Jays.
When garage door problems occur, don't call a kind of service company or maybe a repair guy. Call Paul Creed at A-Team Overhead Door. Paul owns and operates his company and has over 15 years of experience in residential and commercial overhead door service. Paul provides all garage door services from repairs to installations. With free estimates, Paul will work with you to decide the best possible solution for your garage door or opener problems. Call A-Team Overhead Door today, 405-642-7065.
At South Point Baptist Church, we want you to cheer loud and be proud as we send the Blue Jays to victory. Afterwards, join us each Sunday in our friendly family atmosphere. South Point invites you, your family, and friends to join us each week with Sunday school beginning at 10 a.m. and our morning service at 11 a.m. South Point wishes all students this season to make fun and exciting memories not only on the playing field, but in the classroom as well. And as always, go Blue Jays!
All right, folks, we are back live here inside of the Tuttle Gymnasium. We're going to do a little, well, if I can find my sheets of paper to help me. We're going to do a little Generations Church post-game show. Had a nice interview with Wrestler of the Night. Our North Church Wrestler of the Night was Tyler Powell. And then obviously our John Vance Auto Group. Coach's interview with Coach Davenport went well. Nice shot of Lindsay, our camera lady today. She was the second man in the booth tonight helping us out. Did a great job on the camera. I do appreciate all the help. Chris Wilder always up here helping me as well. A lot of buttons to push, a lot of camera angles, a lot of things going on for one guy. So anytime these guys help me out, I really do appreciate it. So I want to give them a shout out as well. But our Generations Church post-game show, I just wanted to talk about the overall duel tonight. It was I guess, not necessarily expected outcome, but we knew Tuttle was going to be a tall order walking in here. Obviously, a 20-time state championship team. For the last 25 years, this team has been a powerhouse. And so top to bottom lineup, they've got studs everywhere, junior high all the way through high school. And Guthrie, as we build, are trying to create a program like Tuttle has. And so it's nice to see them. They've been so accommodating here, so nice, respectful wrestlers. Coaches are great. This is a great environment for wrestling for sure. And, you know, knowing what we were coming into, we were just looking for positives to come out. Like Coach said, what do we need to be working on? What things can help our team improve for, you know, the 5A showcase this weekend and then moving on into state. And I felt like there was a lot of good things to come out of that. Our underclassmen had some good moments up against, you know, state placers, state champions. You got freshmen wrestling seniors, and we're scoring points. We're getting takedowns. You know, Dax Lopez in a great match, which I thought he tied. I also thought he had extra points on the edge of the match. I thought not only was he in that match, that possibly he won that match, but, you know, regardless, Dax Lopez at 126 definitely looked good. Caden Herndon, I skipped him. I don't know why I did, but 113, obviously last year's state champion, wrestling probably better now than he was when he won state last year. Just does what he does. Just stays busy, scores points, you know, keeps guys on the ropes, guys on their heels. They can't keep up with the speed. He just continues to score points. Nicely done by Caden Herndon. 132, Luke Lyons had a tough out, got caught by a big guy, stuck there in them cradles. They were doing a good job on top. You know, Tuttle tough on top with legs, cradles, arms, chicken wings, really anything they could get a hold of, they made work. Luke kind of fell victim to that a little bit. Clayton Carey at 138 really impressed me. Up against the tough upperclassmen, and did a good job. You know, Clayton has shown that he can wrestle at this level as a freshman. He showed that he can wrestle at this level as a freshman. It's been very impressive. I can't wait to see how he grows into the future. But, you know, even just this season alone, you know, he's a guy that could possibly be at the state tournament this year. Who knows? If he keeps growing like he was, or if he keeps growing like he is, he's going to continue to just impress. So I've been happy to see Clayton, especially down at 138, very competitive this past weekend, competitive tonight, made a match out of it. And like I said on the broadcast, if there is time on the clock, Clayton Carey has a shot. That kid is tough as nails. He's rigid. He keeps coming. You know, the cat he was wrestling from Tuttle, this Thomas London, was very, very slick, very smooth. And as that match went on, he got very heavy and very sticky as Clayton Carey started to put it on him. And that is what Clayton does. He stays in there and he keeps pressure on and finds a way to get things done. So Colby Wilder ran into a Bo Hickman. Guys, Bo Hickman may be he may be a top 5 wrestler in the country. OU recruit. He is the best wrestler on Tuttle's team. He's the best wrestler on the best team, Bo Hickman. So Colby Waters had a tall order, came out, wrestled hard. Colby's been wrestling better this year than we've ever seen him, and I have been impressed with how well he's done this year. I love the way he's wrestling, but again, against a Bo Hickman, it's going to be hard to look great against Bo Hickman. Nobody looks good against Bo Hickman, and so Colby kind of just fell to a tough opponent. But really, he knew what he was getting into when he walked out there, and he's attacking, he's hitting shots off the whistle. He's out there to compete. He's out there to see what he can do against the best, and I tip my hat to him on that. 150 pounds, Roston Usselton. Again, just another freshman, but a tough freshman. He's getting to this level of high school wrestling where he's finding success. That match he wrestled, found success in some awkward situations, nearly had a fall at the end of the first period where he reached back. The guy had legs in. He reaches back and catches the head. Did a nice job nearly picking up a fall there, and that was just a testament to him staying in position, staying in that match, and just having a ton of grit. Roston has grit, and he sure showed that. 157, bumping up was Rowan McCone. Rowan's a smaller guy at 150, bumping up to 57 to fill a hole in the lineup. Up against a I believe his name is C.L. Brobst. C.L., a tough kid, maybe their second best wrestler. But Rowan did a good job battling there. Again, up against the tall order, freshman, wrestling, upperclassman, senior. That's a tough out. He did a good job in there fighting. Bryson Hall, 165. We went through a run there without any wins, a lot of bonus wins for Tuttle. And we needed one of our upperclassmen, one of our better wrestlers, one of our studs, one of our team leaders to just pick up the pace, get us back on the board, get momentum going. And he gets out there wrestling Ethan Teague, gets out there wrestling Carter Kesey, who really was just trying to keep the match close, really trying not to get pinned, really trying to hold his cards close so that Bryson couldn't run up the score. So Bryson had his work cut out for him, just wrestling hard, scoring points, bumping and moving, finally able to get enough stall calls, gets the peek out at the end, gets out on top, just did what he needed to do to score as many points for his team as he could. That's exactly what he did. So hats off to Bryson Hall, who has looked stellar this year. Tyler Gettings at 165 hit Ethan Teague, who I don't know if he's a state champ, definitely a state place. Ethan Teague, another hammer from Tuttle, one of the best kids on the best team. Tyler got his hands full with him. Tyler did a good job fighting. His flexibility just makes me cringe sometimes, but that kid is always in the match, never lets up. He's always trying to finagle his way out so he can finagle his way on top, and nearly did on a couple occasions, which would have been, the roof would have blown off this place if that would have happened, but unfortunately did not. Bumping up to 90, Wesley Silvis did a nice job bouncing back from last weekend. Didn't have the weekend he wanted, came back this week, and has definitely just did what he did. Got back to comfortable, smooth, working the head, did a nice job getting a couple takedowns, and then he gets on top. He puts legs in and goes for that half that he normally, will pin everybody with. Noah McDoulet, tall and long, and somehow gets out of that. Hats off to him for that. The half wasn't working. He transitions to the cradle, gets a cradle, doesn't pin, gets another cradle, doesn't pin. They go back on their feet, cuts the corner on a head in the hole, Bo Nickel style, picks up a cradle, doesn't get the pin, then adjusts and finally gets that fall. So just, again, another upperclassman really trying to pump some points on the board and do what the team needed him to do. Found a way to get the fall, kind of just got creative like Bryson had the match before, but just got creative to make something happen and get what he could. Then bumping up to our wrestler of the night at 215, Tyler Powell, who has been filling in at heavyweight, finally gets to wrestle his given weight at 215. I think eating everything he can and drinking and putting rocks in his pocket was weighing 220 to wrestle heavyweight. I think we saw him at the duel against El Reno, wrestled a kid that weighed 285.6, and he weighed in at 218. So he's been wrestling a little bit outside of his weight class, and tonight gets his first debut at 215, filling in for Eli Maroney. Tyler Powell picks up 3 takedowns and then gets a fall, and I mean, just if he would have been at home, the roof would have blown off the place. It was a great win for him. Very awesome, very excited. Coach is very happy for him. He's been working his tail off in the room, for a first-year kid to come out here against a powerhouse like Tuttle. He gets thrown out under the lights in a match or a duel that was kind of getting out of hand, builds off the momentum of the matches before him, and picks up a fall. Just hats off to Tyler Powell, wrestler of the night, did such a great job. And then 285, Landon Gilbert was making his debut for the Blue Jays at heavyweight, had some good moments, wrestled well until he got picked inside and then taken down to his back. Those big heavyweights, when they fall to their back, it's tough. And I will say, too, with those bigger boys, it's a lot more weight to move off his back. So he did a nice job. But overall, I think, Coach was happy. A lot of good things to come out of this duel in Tuttle tonight. Obviously, didn't end up with the score we wanted, but we put 21 on the board. Our guys that were supposed to win won, and they won big. And so that's good. And our guys that needed to compete and get better, they competed, and they learned, and they got better. So that is what this night was for, and that is exactly what we did. So coming to Tuttle tonight, it was a good night of wrestling. We will be back again Thursday night. I'll have the full broadcast team. Phil will be with me, and I'll have Our nucleus, Ronnie, will be running the score clock, and obviously Chris Evans, who does all the great broadcasting work, he's going to be running the cameras and all the broadcast stuff for us. So we'll have our full team, our slow motions back and all that Thursday night for homecoming. So if you can make it out, we'd love to see your face. We would like to pack the house for homecoming and let these wrestlers know how much we appreciate them. And then also, if you cannot make it, for those of you guys that are out of town, and I know some of you guys are very far away, you can check us out here on the Guthrie News page. We're probably going to be kicking off sometime around 5:30. We'll do our pregame and then get into our girls and our junior high and then homecoming and then our wrestling duel against Blackwell. Format much like it was last Thursday night. Real quick, while I've got you here, want to give one last shout out to our sponsors who make this broadcast possible. Bank First, F&M Bank, North Church, John Vance Auto, Generations Church. Again, this list of names very familiar. These guys are always helping out the Guthrie Bluejays, and we cannot thank them enough. Also, thank you to Exen, South Point Baptist Church, A-Team Overhead Doors, TIG Insurance, the Strive Wellness Lounge, and Aspen Roofing. Great sponsors all the time helping out where we need them. Guys, they make this broadcast possible. So if you get a chance to check them out or walk in their doors or see them out and about, just give them a big shout out and a big thank you for making things like this possible. I also need to thank our booster sponsors one last time. Our booster sponsors are the ones that put food in the bellies of our wrestlers. They're the ones that put clothes on their back, and they are the ones that help them travel and get where they need to be successful in this tough wrestling season. Golden member sponsors: Dr. Don's Chiropractic Center, Carey Electric, Second Banana Media, Grace Construction, Be Well Acupuncture, Mosquito and Pest Authority, KO Property Development, Nelson Monument Company, and Topco Cabinets and Countertops. Again, sponsors are huge. They are what make this season possible. If you would like to get involved in sponsoring the Blue Jay Wrestlers, you can reach out to us on the Guthrie Wrestling Facebook page, also the Team Guthrie Wrestling Facebook page, either one of those, and we would be happy to get in touch with you. You can also reach out to Coach Chappell at the high school, or any of our boosters. You can reach out to me personally if you would like, but we would love to have you come on board and help us help these wrestlers have the best seasons possible. So for me, Sean Silvis, I'm going to check out for the night and head home and get ready for this duel on Thursday night. I thank you guys for tuning in, and as we conclude this night, a big night for Guthrie Wrestling. Nicely done by the Tuttle Tigers as well. Hats off to them. Want to say a special thank you. They have been nothing short of accommodating. They let me come in early. They're letting me stay late and helping me carry my stuff and all the good things. Tuttle has been a great host, so I want to thank them publicly for that as well. Tuttle Tigers topple the Guthrie Bluejays 54-21 tonight, and we will see you guys back again Thursday. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys in 2 days as the Guthrie Bluejays take on Blackwell.